other side, we stay winning. Oh man, you know I had to do it for you. You know I had to do it for you. Yeah. Suits and ties yelling out, pay the guys, man, I had to do it for you. You know I had to do it for you. You know I had to do it for you. Oh man, oh man, oh man, man, you know I had to. Sometimes I laugh with God about how you can't stop me. I'm as dark as angel fly me, but it still got me. Yeah, I'm getting mine, but still I better live. And I set aside to make sure that my people getting by. Working some guitar royals and my cup is all oil. You know it's real, we take the fall for you. All loyal, so you keep hanging me on, and we gon' have to crack the shell just to prove you ain't hard boiled. Last night I tried some raw oysters. Man,
Tanner White and Huskies head coach. Tanner White and the Kalamazoo coaching staff.
that boy did it on purpose. That boy know that they on you when they can't get past you. Should've followed all my moves, you won't realize it after. And if I let the chance, I would've picked a name like Chance the Rapper. Yeah, no offense, cause I don't know that. I focus on making records and getting bigger. Just hits, no misses, that's for the married folks. Tell them fix my sweet up, cause I'm coming home. When I'm here, not a sound. Y'all don't make me snap, jot it down. Go in the booth and lay a body down. Know some Somalis that say we got it with Laki. Let us go on some coffee. We'll wait for him in the lobby. And I gotta tell him chill. Sprite got me on payroll. Let that man live. They say okay if you say so. See whatever I say go. I play like I'm on Royce, no Conseco. No Oakland A's though. Shout out to Beto. I think I'm on my 8th flow. Just watch me paint flow. We all do it for the art, so I can never hate though. Signing off on more deals than a lawyer with a heavy case though. How the game turned into the Drake show. Yo, what the happened to songs, so where did they go? Too worried about the fashion, they go missing in action. And then you never notice they missing. On some Hunger Games, that would die for my district. Jennifer Lawrence, you can really get it. Yeah, I mean for real, girl, you know I had to do it for you. You know I had to do it for you. You know I had to, oh wait, sidebar, left some beat at the end so that all of you could loop it and get your lies off. Caesar. Yeah, draft day, Johnny Manziel. 5 years later, how am I the man still? Draft day, A. Wiggins. That other side, we stay winning. Oh man, you know I had to do it for you. You know I had to do it for you. Yeah, suits and ties yelling out, pay the guys, man, I had to do it for you. You know I had to do it for you. You know I had to do it for you. Oh man, oh man, oh man, man, you know I had to.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Angel Field for today's game between the Adrian College Bulldogs and your Kalamazoo College Hornets. Kalamazoo College, the MIAA, and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by all student athletes, coaches, and fans. We request your cooperation in supporting everyone in a positive manner. Profanity, derogatory comments, or other intimidating actions directed at players, officials, or fans will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from today's event. At this time, please direct your attention to our home sideline in the south end zone, where Kalamazoo College President Dr. Jorge Gonzalez and his wife Susie Gonzalez, along with Director of Athletics and head football coach Jamie Zorbo and his wife Allison Zorbo, are ready to honor the 22 seniors of the 2025 Kalamazoo College football team. We thank these student athletes for their hard work, dedication, and outstanding representation of Kalamazoo College and the Hornet football program throughout their careers. First Kalamazoo senior is a wide receiver, number 2, Braden Lavis. Braden is from Brownstown, Michigan, and a graduate of Gibraltar Carlson High School. A biology major who studied abroad in Madrid, Spain, Braden plans to attend law school after graduation and pursue a career in IP law. Senior number 2, Braden Lavis. Next, we honor senior defensive back, also number 2, Alex Pepin. Alex is from Granville, Michigan, and a graduate of Granville High School. A business major and Spanish minor who studied abroad in Madrid, Spain, Alex plans to pursue a career in business following graduation. Defensive back, number 2, Alex Pepin. Our next senior is an inside linebacker, number 3, Tommy Curtis. Tommy is from Muskegon, Michigan, and a graduate of Muskegon Catholic Central High School. Tommy is a business major and was a second-team All-MIAA defense honoree as a junior. He plans to pursue a career in sales after graduation. Senior linebacker number 3, Tommy Curtis. Next, we honor senior defensive back number 4, Mitch Russell. Mitch is from Ann Arbor, Michigan, and a graduate of Pioneer High School. Mitch is a business major and history minor. He studied abroad in Strasbourg, France. Mitch plans to pursue a career in marketing following graduation. Defensive back number 4, Mitch Russell. Up next for the Hornets is senior quarterback number 7, Zach Maurice. Zach is from Oak Park, Michigan, and a graduate of Berkeley High School. Zach is a business major and Spanish minor who studied abroad in Madrid, Spain. Zach has plans to pursue a career in marketing or sports business following graduation. Senior quarterback number 7, Zach Maurice. Next, we honor senior defensive back number 25, Ben Maurice. Ben is from Oak Park, Michigan, and a graduate of Berkeley High School. Ben is a business major and studied abroad in Madrid, Spain. After graduation, he plans to pursue a career in sports business. Defensive back, number 25, Ben Maurice. Next, we honor junior outside linebacker, number 15, Marcus Petty. Marcus is from Crossville, Tennessee, and a graduate of Cumberland High School. Marcus is a 3-2 engineering major who plans on finishing his engineering degree and pursuing a career in civil engineering following graduation. Senior outside linebacker, number 15, Marcus Petty. Next, we honor junior outside linebacker, number 21, Emmanuel Richardson. Emmanuel is from Chicago, Illinois, and a graduate of Brother Rice High School. He's a 3-2 engineering major who plans on finishing his engineering degree and pursuing a career in cybersecurity after graduation. Number 21, Emmanuel Richardson. Next, we honor senior defensive back, number 29, Jalen Bullswade. Jalen is from Canton, Michigan, and a graduate of Summit Academy. He's a business major, music minor, and serves in college as a President's Student Ambassador. He plans to pursue a career in social media marketing following graduation. Senior defensive back number 29, Jalen Olswain. Next we honor senior defensive back number 30, Brandon Speed. Brandon is from Winter Garden, Florida, and a graduate of Windermere High School. He's a business major and psychology minor. After graduation, he plans to pursue a career in finance. Senior defensive back number 30, Brandon Speed. Up next for Kalamazoo is senior defensive back number 34, Luke Werner. Luke is from Ann Arbor, Michigan, and a graduate of Pioneer High School. He's a biology and history double major with a concentration in environmental science. Luke did his study abroad in Strasbourg, France. He plans on attending graduate school next fall. Number 34, Luke Werner. Next, we honor senior outside linebacker number 54, Lance Wolford. Lance is from Imlay City, Michigan, and a graduate of Imlay City High School. He's a biology major who plans to live a successful and happy life following graduation. Don't we all? Senior number 54, Lance Wolford. Next, we honor senior defensive lineman number 57, Dylan Gaffey. Dylan hails from Wixom, Michigan, and is a graduate of Lakeland High School. He's a business major and studied abroad in Madrid, Spain. He plans on pursuing a career as a financial advisor following graduation. Defensive lineman number 57, Dylan Gaffey. Next, we honor senior offensive lineman, number 64, Travis Shemwell. Travis hails from Chelsea, Michigan, and is a graduate of Chelsea High School. An economics major, Travis did his study abroad in Madrid, Spain. He plans on pursuing a career in investment banking or wealth management following graduation. Offensive lineman, number 64, Travis Shemwell. Next, we honor offensive lineman number 68, C.J. Aldred. C.J. is from Waterford, Michigan, and a graduate of Mott High School. C.J. is a biochemistry major who studied abroad in Madrid, Spain. After graduation, he has plans to attend pharmacy school. Offensive lineman number 68, C.J. Aldred. Next, we honor senior offensive lineman number 77, Spencer Rasmussen. Spencer hails from Auburn Hills, Michigan, and is a graduate of Avondale High School. Spencer is a business and computer science double major. He studied abroad in Madrid, Spain, and plans to pursue a career in sales and content creation following graduation. Senior offensive lineman number 77, Spencer Rasmussen. Next up is defensive lineman number 79, Bryce Balabuck. Bryce is from Lowell, Michigan, and a graduate of Lowell High School. He's a business major and anthropology and sociology minor. He studied abroad in Madrid, Spain, and plans to pursue a career in marketing following graduation. Defensive lineman number 79, Bryce Balabuck. Next, we honor senior tight end number 87, Jaden Johnson. From Muskegon, Michigan, he's a graduate of Muskegon Catholic Central High School. Jaden's a psychology major and philosophy minor. After graduation, he plans on pursuing a graduate degree. Tight end number 87, Jaden Johnson. Now for your Kalamazoo captains, we honor a senior wide receiver, returner, number 4, Lucas Hannafin. Lucas is from Chelsea and a graduate of Chelsea High School. An economics major, he studied abroad in Madrid, Spain. He's a 4-year starter at wide receiver who currently ranks 2nd all-time in Hornet football history in receiving touchdowns and 3rd in receptions and receiving yardage. He received 2nd team All-MIAA honors as a junior. after graduation, he plans on attending graduate school. Wide receiver, number 4, Lucas Hannafin. Next, senior quarterback and captain, number 10, Dawson Scoopin. From South Lyon, Michigan, and a graduate of South Lyon High School, he's a math major and physics minor. He studied abroad in Madrid, Spain, and Dawson plans on pursuing a career in data science following graduation. Your senior captain and quarterback, number 10, Dawson Scoopin. Senior inside linebacker and captain, number 22, Corey Garrison. He hails from Farmington Hills, Michigan, and is a graduate of West Bloomfield High School. A biology major and art history minor, Corey studied abroad in Madrid, Spain. Following graduation, Corey plans to attend medical school next fall. Senior inside linebacker and captain, number 22, Corey Garrison. And your final senior, running back and 2-year captain, number 42, Connor Bell. He hails from Westland, Michigan, and is a graduate of Detroit Catholic Central. A physics major and Chinese and math minor, Connor studied abroad in Beijing and Shanghai, China. He plans on pursuing a graduate degree in physics following graduation. Senior running back and 2-year captain, number 42, Connor Bell. Thanks so much to all 22 of our Kalamazoo seniors for their hard work, perseverance, and dedication to the Kalamazoo College football program. You've represented this team in our college with honor, both on and off the field. We're all deeply proud of everything that you've accomplished. We also extend our gratitude to the families of our seniors for their unwavering support throughout their time at Kalamazoo College. To our seniors, as you prepare for your next chapter, know that you'll always be a part of the Hornet family. We wish you all the very best in all of your future endeavors.
Hornet fans, as we conclude our Senior Day ceremonies, we have one more special recognition. Earlier this week, head football coach Jamie Zorbo announced that this will be his final season leading the Hornets as he focuses fully on his role as Director of Athletics. In 18 seasons as head coach, Coach Zorbo's teams have produced 69 all-MIAA players and grown the program to 107 student athletes, the largest roster in Kalamazoo College football history. He's been part of Cade football for nearly 30 years as both a player and a coach. And today marks his final game as head coach here at Angel Field. Hornet fans, please join us in showing your appreciation for his leadership, dedication, and lasting impact on Hornet football. Thank you, Coach Jamie Zorbo.
Well, folks, you didn't have to sit through all of the elevator music because we've been able to fill it all up for you. Senior day here in Kalamazoo, and for the very last time, 18 years in as head coach, Kalamazoo head coach Jamie Zorbo will be stepping down at the end of this season. Feel the weight of this contest. And thanks so much for tuning in today. Tanner White alongside Quentin Powers here for Senior Day in Kalamazoo. How are you?
I'm doing great, Tanner. Again, not the most beautiful day. It's a little chilly out there, but it's going to be a great day of football nonetheless. Kalamazoo has a pretty daunting task in front of them, but it is the MIAA. Anything can happen. How are you today, Tanner?
You've said it. It's pretty darn good around here. We were spoiled, for sure, for the first couple of weeks. You know, you're talking 80s well into the fall, and we didn't really know what to do with ourselves. But then today, okay, finally, it feels like just exactly what I'm sure our PA announcer, Paul Bridenstine, is going to say. Perfect Hornet football weather. You're talking 50 or so, a little bit overcast. The pads pop a little bit harder. Each hit stings a little bit more. It just adds to all the mystique, to all of the somewhat epic quality of the game today. A team that in Adrian is still receiving votes nationally. They took the loss last week for their first one of the season against who else but Hope College. That's a team that's been ranked, most of the season, and there's still some shaking out to be done of these MIAA standings. So, a huge game in front of both teams. Kalamazoo 4-3 overall, but their last time out here last week took down Albion, and we're within a hair in the Olivet game. There's in so many ways just a few plays in this season where Kalamazoo could be very much among those top teams in the MIAA, and Adrian still believes that they are. A 19-17 loss, again, to a nationally ranked Hope team. You'll live and you'll learn with that game, and then you've just got to go forward, get better in this one, and of course, they know that they've got to win to hang around, to have a chance to end the season nationally ranked and get into the dance.
Yeah, that was a tough game last week for Adrian especially. I mean, there were a lot of moments where Adrian could have pulled away, but especially after that safety, you really lose a lot of confidence as a team, and having a final drive to close out that game for Hope was really a tough loss for Adrian, to say the least, especially being top 25 ranked last week and now falling back out of there. I mean, they're a really good team. They're one of the best defensive teams in the country, to be honest with you, Tanner. They've only allowed 77 points on the whole season, which is an incredible number to see. Other teams in the MIAA are all over around 100, maybe 120 or so, and Kalamazoo is a great offensive team, but today they are going to have to pull through, especially on those red zone possessions, to compete with this Adrian team.
I think you've entirely nailed it. We were so concerned, as it were, about the red zone going into the Albion game last week. Was said, well, yeah, Kalamazoo really probably hasn't done quite enough here in the red zone, and then those problems were, those issues were completely silenced. They really were just lighting up the red zone and made some crucial, red zone and goal line stops even in that Albion game. That led them to the 30-26 win. And now I believe we've got to get to talking to the coaching staff, right? as we do every single week, but this one meant a little bit more to me, to Coach Zorbo, to everybody on the staff. You ready to talk with him?
Yeah, I'm ready to hear.
All right. Let's hear what Kalamazoo head coach Jamie Zorbo had to say about his 18 years here with the program and what our coordinators, John Krajasic and Clay Whitehead, said about Coach 2. Here's all of them.
Tanner White and the Kalamazoo coaching staff here for Senior Day. Thanks for all of you for joining me. It's Kalamazoo head coach Jamie Zorbo, offensive coordinator John Krajasic, and defensive coordinator Clay Whitehead. I think I'll start with you, Coach K. On our offense and the Adrian defense, it's one of the best defenses in the nation. Week 1 all the way through, they upset FCS Valparaiso. You probably saw some film from that game, right? Held them to 7 points. But you have one of the top offenses in your own right in the MIAA and around the country, really. Dawson Scoopin still yet to turn the ball over once at QB, right? What looks do you like against their defense, and what's their defensive film like?
Yeah, they're a well-coached team. They play with very high motors. They definitely want to get after you. The strength of their defense is their defensive line, and then they're probably too deep for the guys that can really play and play well. We want to play tempo like we play, do what we do at a high level, and things should go well for us.
And Coach Whitehead, you're up next. It's a top 20 scoring offense for them in the nation. One of 3 in the MIAA that's in the top 25 nationally. Does that just tell you what kind of conference we're in here? I mean, tons of great football teams. A great balance with an athletic QB, Noah Boudry over there as their second leading rusher. He's got the 6 touchdowns on the ground too. How do you contain him and limit their offensive attack with that balance they bring?
Yeah, they're a well-coached team up front. They got weapons all over the place. The wide receivers are strong. They got a really strong running attack with the running back number 2. They do it different ways to get them the ball, whether it's wildcat, whether it's gap scheme. So we got to do a really good job of limiting the run, making them one-dimensional, doing some twist games up front, try to keep them on their toes, and getting the quarterback's face when we can.
All right. And Coach Zorbo, now give me the full state and slate of special teams here. I know those are your baby, your pride and joy. What have you seen the last couple of weeks on special teams? I still love Cam Lewis at kicker, but still working through some things on the punt game. Talk to me about special teams.
I think you hit the nail on the head. We're not quite playing up to our standard in the kicking game. It's been a stark contrast to the offense and defense. I think it showed up last week in our game, and we have to do a better job. I agree with you. Cam's been a bright spot as a freshman. He does a really good job. He's still learning consistency, and when he's on, I think he's one of the best in the league. But in our punting game has to improve. We're just not consistent enough in executing our kicks the way we expect them and have executed them in years past. And I challenged our punters this week to step up and be better because we need them to be better. Because a team like this, you have to win the field war, and you have to be able to flip the field when it's necessary, or maybe make a big play and create some momentum for the team. So we expect to do that today and be strong in all 3 phases.
All right, there's one more thing that I'd be remiss if I did not mention, Coach. 18 years in, and you've finally made that decision to step down as a head coach after this season. I'm going to bring both our coordinators in here to talk a little bit more about this. Jamie Zorbo is synonymous with the Kalamazoo football program, right? You're talking 1996 for your freshman year, right? Yeah, through 2000 there, and then essentially uninterrupted, this sideline's been your home, right? What has he meant to both of you, Coach K and Coach Whitehead, personally and professionally?
Everything. I mean, you gave me an opportunity to come in and coach college football, and then you gave me an opportunity to come back and be a coordinator. So it's going to be sad to see you up in the stands going forward, but I know where your office is, and we'll come find you. But, you meant everything to me professionally and personally, so I really appreciate your mentorship.
Yeah, when I came in fall of 2000, 22-year-old Jamie Zorbo was my position coach for 4 years. And
right. How did that fit? How did that sit with you?
I loved it. I loved it. I mean, you never see a guy get more passionate when you do well, get more mad when you don't give enough effort, and really taught me a lot about the game, how to play the game, how it should be played. He was nice enough to bring me back as a GA in 2008, and been here ever since. And we've lived a lot of life together, and marriages and kids, and a lot going on outside of just football. So it's been an absolute honor to be a part of all this.
You're telling me there's life outside of football? I was not aware of this. And Coach, if you did have just a couple of words to say about what these 18 years as a head coach and your entire time on this Kalamazoo sideline, again, almost entirely uninterrupted, what it means to you, this would be the time.
It's hard for me to put it into words. Being the head coach of this program has been everything to me. it's an honor and a privilege to be able to follow guys like Tim Rogers, Ed Baker, Rala Anderson, guys who are very passionate about this program and advancing the program, and to be able to continue to advance the program has been enriched my life, my family's life beyond measure. And it's really hard to step away. This was not an easy decision for me. I think I still have a lot more to give coaching-wise, but the reality is, for the sake of my personal health, for the sake of the football program, for the sake of the entire athletic department, it's the right decision to focus solely on just being the director of athletics and advancing our department the way it needs to be advanced, to continue to be competitive, continue to make strides, and really be the class of the league and a contender nationally in all of our sports. And that's what I want for our student athletes, and I'm going to work my tail off to do that. I'm not going anywhere. I know my way to the sideline if I have to get on the sideline. I certainly will try to keep my distance, but I'm going to continue to make an impact for not just our football program and all the players in it on and off the field, but certainly all of our student athletes and coaches.
Couldn't have timed that out a whole lot more perfect if we wanted to. We're going to hear those last couple of words from Coach. I think it was likely just something in the neighborhood, but thank you. But hey, let's let him figure it out. Let's let him finish it out that it's just such a special day for Coach Zorbo. And here it comes real quick, but you will see the coin toss coming on screen.
Thanks so much, Coach. Congratulations on 18 wonderful years here as head coach. And to all the staff, thanks so much for joining us.
So that's all we had to say about it.
Oh, no, yeah, you're good. And, I mean, gosh, it's been such an amazing legacy that Zorbo has left. And, Tanner, you've known him for a lot longer than I have. In fact, it's only my first year here, so, gosh, it's just incredible to hear about his legacy here.
A fantastic display of respect here for Kalamazoo's Nolan Janiga. You mentioned this to me as we hadn't heard it in the unofficial injury report. Janiga, your starting nose tackle for Kalamazoo, is unavailable with injury for this one. You will see him with the crutches out there, and they made him an honorary captain today. You know all about all of those other Kalamazoo captains, right? They prepare to go out arm in arm. Janiga, Connor Bell, your senior running back, Lucas Hannafin, the MIAA Triple Crown at receiver, Dawson Scoopin, your senior QB, who has had one of the monster ascensions and has yet to turn the ball over a single time, and Corey Garrison, one of the most decorated inside linebackers in this conference. You'll also see all your Adrian captains now meeting at midfield. You've got 12:57 p.m. here in the zoo. The Kalamazoo Hornets and the Adrian Bulldogs.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be pretty punctual on this start today. I'm very curious what the game plan for Adrian is. I mean, we know what Kalamazoo is going to be looking for here. We know kind of their main idea, their main game plan. But Adrian, I'm very curious how they're going to try to break down this Kalamazoo defense. They're a great running team. Quarterback Boudry for Adrian also is a fantastic runner himself. So curious what they're going to do there. And Tanner, is there any type of insights you've got on their game plan? I mean, I know you might not have any sort of information given to you from the coaches or staff, but Anything you know over there?
You've always got to ask the questions. You've got to remain curious. Each and every single day is such a learning opportunity. When you're down there, though, on the sideline for game day, I don't think there is any better way that you can learn. Now, there's film, and of course, you learn to parse through the film and learn what you're looking for and all that. That's all awesome. But I just think all of the questions that you ask on game day and you get somebody talking and you just listen, soak up every single thing that you can, that's what you need to do. We know that Adrian is going to be multiple on defense and multiple on offense. That means they're going to be able to work through different formations and personnel groups both ways, and you've got to be ready for absolutely anything. Let our PA announcer take it away for just a moment.
Gusts up to 15. The forecast, mostly cloudy, cool but not cold, with a 0% chance of rain. In other words, perfect Hornet football weather.
It's one of those things I live for each and every game day. Perfect Hornet football weather. Bring it to us here for Senior Day, the Hornets and the Adrian Bulldogs. Bodie Brill ready to set down that kicking tee. 35-yard line, left hash. And even if you are not ready for the day, it cannot always be night. Quincy Dorsey is the Bulldogs' top returner. He's going to be deep to the right. They do go with a two-returner look. Your other deep back is going to be 22, Steve McCoy. Ready, swarm. Kickoff coming. Fielded by Dorsey, up about the 15, up in the air. Dorsey follows a couple of blocks. He's just beyond the 30. Make it the 32-yard line. Brought down for the Hornets by 32. Kyler Majorana on special teams.
Nice, Majorana getting the tackle there, and a pretty solid start for Adrian field position-wise, and now Kalamazoo's defense has got a lot to handle. I mean, that quarterback, Boudry, he can run, he can throw, he can really do it all. Transfer from Mount Union, he has a lot of experience, and one of the top schools in the country for D3 football. He's coming here with a lot under his belt.
Yeah, you bet. You're talking 12 and 13 games. When you look at somebody in that Division III level and you're like, oh wait, he's played 12, 13, 14 games, that means they're making runs all the way to or near that national championship. Bulldogs are going to motion out their starting halfback, Trey Brueggemann, go empty on the first snap, bubble to the left. And after one slip tackle, that made a big chunk. Tommy Cardis, your Hornet senior, will knock that down.
And now Abberger with the carry there, I mean the catch. And interesting thing here, Abberger, his younger brother, is on this Kalamazoo College team. The two brothers will be competing against each other today. They might not take the field at the same time, but a pretty interesting thing to look out for. Maybe see them both get out there at some point.
A real wide bunch. Going to throw a quick out complete. And the receiver there, Braden Whitaker. Whitaker is tough to miss. He stands 6'4", 200 pounds out there.
Yeah, he's a big dude. Kalamazoo, way to stop that before. Got a couple extra yards there. Kalamazoo's going to be coming with a lot of energy. It's a very impactful game. They really need the win today.
Another quick smoke screen. Complete. Abberger looks like he's probably going to have the first down.
Yeah, he is going to be the main target. He is top 5 in receiving for the MIAA this year as a sophomore, which is a pretty incredible feat. He is just a really quick, he's not the biggest guy out there, but he is just very quick. He'll catch you off guard at any time.
Well, you've got those variety of bodies out at receiver and even tight end. We'll get more into the tight ends. But everybody is going to get involved in this attack. That's what Boudry does so well. He pumps, now flushes to his right. He's got the running back, Brueggemann, doinked. Okay, man, it's cold out there.
Yeah, rare drop from Brueggemann. Another fantastic player for Adrian. Surprised he dropped that one. He's going to want that one back, of course. But he is a top 3 running back in the league as well. MIAA, excuse me. So another guy Kalamazoo is going to have to look after. Make sure he doesn't get a huge opening today.
Your one wide to the left here is Tyler Greer. You haven't seen Greer targeted yet, but the ball's being spread around to everybody else. They'll go counter to the right. Brueggemann following 2. Pepin ripping that ball out big time. Now we saw a big change up last week in the Albion game in how Kalamazoo was aligning defensively in their starting lineup there. And Alex Pepin is back in the starting lineup today. You had Jeff Hudson as well as your reigning MIAA Defensive Player of the Week and D3 Football Team of the Week, Aiden Paquin.
Yeah, fantastic game he had last week. Let's see if he can show up again against this really great Adrian offense today.
Hornets show a little bit of pressure from their overhang. Turn and another quick fire with the four-seam fastball. The tackle there by Paquin. He slipped it, and it is complete for a first down for Whitaker.
Yeah, just moving those chains again. Not taking too many deep shots or many risks on this first drive for Adrian. They know they don't have to do anything special against this Kalamazoo College defense at the moment.
Yeah, and one of those not broken, then we're not going to fix it, thanks.
Exactly, and they do have a lot of tricks up their sleeve. We might see that later and throughout this game for Adrian, but nothing so far, just keeping it simple, moving those chains.
Boudry will motion a wide receiver behind him. Little bubble motion. Triple option. Boudry kept it himself. Yeah, the juice is on display.
Yeah, Boudry is quick with that triple option, especially making everyone kind of move their eyes, glance around who has it, who's going to have it. And a decent stop, though. I mean, a gain of 5 yards is not ideal for a defense, but a great gain by Boudry.
2 wide each way. Brueggemann stays in to protect, now leaks out. Boudry was flushed. You got a big pancake thrown there. Defensive lineman still down. He's going to tuck it. He's going to scamper out of bounds.
Boudry had all the time in the world right there to make a decision. Well done by Kalamazoo defense to make stops there, and now it's going to be a third down and about 4 to 5 yards here.
So Ballabuck was the one that ended up chasing him out of bounds, and Gacky was the one that ended up kind of getting crunched. That's real unfortunate because those offensive linemen, they love to lay on you. I've been there, and it's the worst feeling in the world. After all of these 300-plus pounders, every single guy up there for Adrian gets on top of you. Not a whole lot you can do. 2 tight ends. And they'll go throw underneath as they slide one under. This is complete for Ryan Brumley. Brumley slipped 2 and bullies Cardis and others. Whew, should be goal to go.
God, he just can't get that guy down. He is a unit out there. Not moving too fast, but he's moving the ball, that's for sure. Giving them great yards there.
The top 2 tight ends for the Bulldogs are both going to be real involved. It's Ryan Brumley, 6, the top one, and then Drew Kelbert, 83. Bunch of big bodies. Trips to the right. They're going to go to the solo receiver to the left, and Pepin, that is. He strapped him all up.
Yeah, interesting pass there from Boudry. I was confused. Maybe he was trying to get some sort of call or just set up his wide receiver for maybe a mismatch in the end zone there. But still second down.
See, now the Paquin and the Pepin, that's going to be real tough. I'll do my absolute best, man, going forward, but help me out with that, Quentin.
I will, yes. I'll keep my eye out as well.
Oh, I appreciate you. RPO, again, it's thrown real low. Complete. It gets you most of the way there, though.
Yeah, that was actually a really nice pass. Finding the pocket, giving him a decent yards there. I mean, if he put that ball a little bit higher, it may have been an incompletion. So, well done as this red zone unit for Kalamazoo College comes out.
Yeah, you saw the full goal line change right there. I think you had 6 in and 6 out. It's a very clear display of goal line personnel. And I think Adrian might be thinking the same thing. Also, you might have Brueggemann lining up at QB right here. What do you think?
Yeah, I do see that.
He'll motion, a receiver on a jet. Brueggemann takes it himself, rocks back on the option. He's near the goal line. He lunges in there, and it's short.
All right. A good stop from Kalamazoo College there. Whenever you see that, you get a little worried, especially seeing the running back come in at QB and try to trick and keep Kalamazoo on their toes there, but
guys already got double-digit rushing touchdowns on the season, that is. Brueggemann comes in with 10, so you've seen this Wildcat package before on film. You know that they've scored a few touchdowns on it. They love it in the red zone. It looks like they may stick in it. Oh, man, nothing but heavy bodies now. They're under center in a wishbone. Go for Brueggemann one more time on the right side. He stood up and get that out of here.
Huge stop from Kalamazoo College early in this game. What a great swing of momentum there. Wow, you don't see that often against this Adrian offense. An incredible job from that red zone defense there, Tanner. I saw you get real hyped up. What do you have to say about that?
I will go schematic first. I will say that's why you go and get the big boys. I think you had C.J. Aldred. Again, that's your left guard in there on the defensive line. Kalamazoo does that with those red zone packages. They say, okay, who are my biggest bodies? Let's get them in there. Hornets start with a couple of tight ends themselves. Connor Bell in the backfield with Dawson scooping. Just got to get this out of their end zone first. That's number one. Bell for one, maybe two. It technically accomplishes the goal, but not by much.
No, it does. It gets them a little bit more comfortable. And today, what I am looking for is if they're really going to target that tight end Johnson, who had a fantastic week last week against Albion here.
Yeah, Jaden Johnson lighting it up, your third leading receiver. Scoopin will throw from the end zone. It's complete. Now, that's a fantastic little rodeo tackle to grab the ankles. But you still got third and medium, and the Hornets, again, now you're definitely out of your end zone when you snap the football.
Yeah, they're out of the end zone, certainly, but still a third down play for Kalamazoo here against a pretty rough and tough defense.
Yeah, it is. Coach Kurjasic said the strength of their team is their defensive line. That was the first catch for Jordan Bates-McCullough at wide receiver for Kalamazoo, freshman from Portage Northern. Scoopin wants to get it out hot. Well, guess who for the first down? Zekman.
That's right. Those are the two actually leading wide receivers right now. Zekman coming in at third on the MIAA standings for wide receiver receiving yards, and Hannafin as well at number one. So two fantastic players going to be targeted a lot today.
They'll motion Hannafin out here, set up in a wide bunch. RPO, and little bit too hot, incomplete for Labus.
Yeah, I like that idea. Give them a couple good yards. Looking for just a nice quick play, get some momentum going again. A good conversion on that third down, but they have to keep moving the chains here.
That was covered by Coronis Davis out there. Davis, a 6'2", 175 sophomore, a big corner out there. Connor Bell hopped outside with it. Bell couldn't get too much going.
Yeah, and he's a really great, patient running back. When he needs to get some good yardage, he is able to, but sometimes that speed is really necessary, and especially against this great defense, as I've said many times and probably will be saying many times through this game, you have to find the gaps.
3 wide, 1 tight end, 1 halfback in the gun. Bell leaks out right away. Scoopin from his own end zone. He's going to check it down for Bell. Bell's going to make some moves after, but not going to get much. The pursuit to the football, and what do I always talk about, Quentin? That camera angle and getting 11 in it.
Yeah, and that is a pretty solid tackle and a pretty solid defensive possession from the Bulldogs there, resulting in the fourth down. And Scoopin, we were told they're not looking to have him run a ton in this game. He's still kind of recovering from that. They just don't really want him to get injured again like he did earlier in this season. So we are going to keep an eye on that today.
Carson Moat to punt for Kalamazoo. Moat rolled out. He might keep it himself. Moat will finally get this punt off. Boy, he made everybody think about it. Now the roll should be fantastic. Aberger, the returner, lets this thing go. And a big field flipper for Carson Moat.
All right, Carson, that was pretty sweet. I really like to see that from Moat. There's been a couple games where he really wanted a couple of those punts back, a little more distance, a little more accuracy, and right there, kind of making the defense think, confuse them there on that rollout we've seen multiple times. I'm pretty sure it's called that rugby style, which Kalamazoo loves to run. So giving Adrian not as good a field position as we may have expected for them here.
They drove the ball well, picked up 4 first downs on their first possession. Kalamazoo just the 1 first down and had to punt. 6:43 first quarter. Up the middle, Boudry, QB draw. He's got a ton of space. A little bit concerning as he is brought down by Cardis.
Yeah, he got through that crowd like it was nothing. He had so much room. Really great design by the lineman to give him that space in the middle. And he just read it perfectly. He has some speed too.
We'll tell you about the changes along Kalamazoo's defensive line with Janinga out in a moment. They'll go RPO one more time if it's not broken. You know what I mean. And complete for Whitaker.
Yeah, Boudry this year, 21 total touchdowns. An incredible number to look at. 15 of those passing, 6 of them rushing. He is really the full package for this Adrian Bulldogs team and has been for Mount Union as well.
Yeah, we'll tell you about that as well when we get a chance. Schrader hopping outside. Schrader up the numbers. Slipped 2 tackles. One more. Humphreys. Maurice dropped him inside the 2.
Man, what a gain from Schrader. He is quick, but also shaking off those tackles. Very impressive. Kalamazoo has to swarm a little bit more if they want to prevent those big gains.
Pardon me, it's Steve McCoy. That's your third running back through. We were looking at the 2 deep there with Carson Schrader listed as the number 2. Nonetheless, McCoy, now the QB keeps it himself. Nobody's home. And into the end zone from 2 yards. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's too easy right there. It was a very, very quick possession for the Bulldogs. Boudry getting his 7th rushing touchdown this year. Kalamazoo lost a lot of momentum on that big gain off the rush from McCoy, so they just were not prepared for that. And that results in the first touchdown for Adrian on the day.
Jack Boyke to tack on the extra point was the MIAA Special Teams Player of the Week in their game against Calvin a couple of weeks ago. Boyke also a standout center fielder on the baseball team. Kick up and good.
Yeah.
Now I'll take another moment to talk about the defensive line if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, go for it, dude.
Because I saw Bryce Ballabuck and Dylan Gackey talking to each other a whole bunch as they were coming off. It's probably gap integrity that they're talking about, right? And the change that Kalamazoo's made up there without Nolan Janinga, who is a standout nose tackle, leads them with 4.5 sacks, had a 3-sack game earlier this season against Anderson, and for that he was the MIAA Defensive Player of the Week for that week. And all of that, Kalamazoo has slid Jack Duggins to the defensive end spot. Normally more of an outside linebacker type, and maybe more of an outside linebacker body at about 6'4", 225. But Duggins now will be one of your 3 down linemen there. Leonard Humphreys continues to be that outside or X-linebacker that, well, you know what Humphreys has been doing. I mean, makes splash plays every single week. But just as you rotate new bodies through there, and as good as Janinga had been, it makes for a little bit more to think about along the defensive line and maybe a little bit of miscommunications up there.
Yeah, both of them are very capable, but again, a lot of adjustments to be made.
A little bit of a waterfall kickoff as they bring one guy in deep, and Hannafin watches this go right to dot the M in Kalamazoo.
Yeah, they're going to have to take this possession very seriously. When someone else scores, you want to score right back. Keep the deficit away. You want to just cut it down as much as you can right away. So here comes Skupin and that offense. Skupin has had such a great year, excuse me. He's done an incredible job.
Moat and Hannafin. This is from left to right. Moat and Hannafin. And then Jaden Johnson and Zekman. Your 4 Kalamazoo receivers out there. Remember, Johnson is a tight end, but 3rd on this team in receiving yardage. Dawson Skupin. Quick flush. Under pressure. Complete. Johnson in traffic. He's got it.
Nice. Very nice there from Skupin to find Johnson. Always kind of scrambling out there, and Skupin makes it work. It's one of the cleanest players in the MIAA, besides for Boudry, who has 1 turnover this season. So an incredible quarterback who is very clean and hopefully clean today.
A couple of linemen come across. They'll get back on sides in plenty of time. Zekman going all the way out wide to the left. A speed formation with the tight end to the right. Run Kyler Majorana that way. Majorana, maybe nothing.
Maybe a yard or 2 there. I'm not too sure. Looks like maybe a single yard, but I talked to wide receiver Aaron Zekman this week, and he told me a lot of these gains, a lot of these passing possessions, they're really going to be looking for a shorter pass into a very big gain.
On the rollout, Hannafin got a little ways to go with the shimmy, a shake. And then I think he lost the football out of bounds too.
Yeah, and the problem with that is if you want to have those shorter passing plays, you have to have really great blockers in front of you as well. Or you have to really find some sort of finesse against that team. So On 4th down, they're bringing out the punt squad.
I'm glad that you said they're not going to punt per se, but that's well put that, oh, they're bringing out the punt team. If there were a little wrinkle, boy, this would really be a time in the game that you'd have to strongly consider it.
It would, and I mean, it would give Adrian some pretty great field positioning.
There's never no risk, but this is huge risk regardless. Connor Bell just came up to the line of scrimmage. He was trying to audible there, and then the punt team had to call a timeout.
Yeah, Zorbo looks a little upset right now. Maybe just some communication error there.
You know, my thought is Connor Bell is that center back. What they don't tell you about the back wall punt there when you have the 3 backs who are all protecting for the punter there is the center one. He's the one typically that gives your cadence, right? So he's calling out the snap count plus audibling if there should be any reason to audible. If you've seen something formation-wise that maybe we can't run this fake or maybe we can't run the rugby punt or whatever we had called and we've got to check out of it and do something different. My guess is Coach Zorbo might be thinking, okay, Connor gave this away a little bit much by going up near the long snapper there and calling out protections. Now, maybe not as well. Maybe it's just they didn't quite have the right personnel. Maybe it had somebody that was missing from the unit, all this and that. Let's find out. Aberger's still deep. Carson Moat snapped up a 50-plus yarder on his first. Bulldogs showed 9 or so across the line. Moat, he's going to throw. Moat, he's got it to Paquin for the first down. Those tricky Hornets.
Paquin with the catch. Not only is he a defensive superstar, but man, he is making the difference early in this game. Okay.
Everybody knew the fake had to be in play, and they called the timeout, and you've had Connor Bell maybe kind of showing it and everything, and still they convert. It's something ordained.
Very nice there.
Hornets offense from their 44 with new life. Dawson scooping, play action, complete. The tight end, Jaden Johnson. Nearly to a first down.
Yeah, those screen plays, running those short screen plays, we're going to see it a lot today, and it worked out that time through. Again, momentum is everything in D3 football and for this Kalamazoo College team. When they get the whole team rallied behind them, have high energy, they're able to make some great, fantastic plays.
Scoopin will throw again here. Hannafin drags all the way underneath. Scoopin's got plenty of room. He decides to loft for Majorana, first down.
Majorana, not only a great running back, a great catch there. Good communication, good chemistry from Scoopin and his running back as well. They're dialed in right now.
You can't do this without utter faith and belief in all the other 10 guys next to you. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Scoopin, deep drop, flushed again. He's being pulled up. Scoopin, flicked, complete. Hannafin, he jukes inside. He's close to another first down. This magic man. Like, where did he come from at quarterback? But you always knew he had this ability, too, every time he got in the ball game.
Yeah, a great find from Scoopin. Hannafin, whenever he catches the ball, able to get a couple yards afterwards as well, even when he's surrounded there. So a nice job putting them in pretty good position here.
Hornets have a second down, less than 2. Getting it done mostly through the air. The comeback for Zekman. Boy, that is an aggressive throw, and it's knocked away by Quincy Dorsey.
It looked pretty accurate, though. Really found it in between those two defensive backs. I mean, Zekman had a chance, so decent shot, though, on second and short. That is what you want to do on second and short. And now third down, they're going to give it the run.
And you've got to be able to pick up the quote-unquote easy downs, as if anything's easy about a 3rd and 2. It looks like Majorana will have it.
Yeah, they are signaling that he got it there. Moving the chains again.
I'm serious. The faith and the belief. If you don't have those two, non-starter. If you don't have those two, you're not beating a team that is receiving votes, a team that just played hope and nearly took them all the way down with that 19-17 score. 3 wide, 1 tight end. It's still Jaden Johnson out there, and Kyler Majorana in the backfield. Go RPO. Sneak Johnson underneath. He's got some room to run. It's still fantastic pursuit to the football. Maddox Woods, the Bulldogs' leading tackler, brings him down.
Yeah, Woods there to find him pretty quick. He recognized the play call and found Johnson real fast there. They've run that play earlier on this possession. It worked out really well, and the adjustment was made from the defense, only giving them 1, maybe 2 yards there.
A wide bunch out into the boundary. Throw it for Hannafin. Hannafin still just drags people. This time the recipient was Quincy Dorsey. That should be the last snap of the first quarter.
Hannafin is one of the guys you don't want to see in a one-on-one scenario. If I'm head-on with Hannafin and I have to get him to the ground, first of all, I don't play football.
Right.
Second of all,
that's a business decision of itself.
Oh my gosh, he is going to outrun you, finesse you, juke you. He's a scary man on the field.
It almost becomes a what do you do situation. If you try and give, the big highlight reel shot with the shoulder, okay, what if he slips you? And if you try and break down but you stop your feet, then okay, what if he jukes you out? And if you're somewhere in between and you try and make a good form tackle, what if he just runs over you? I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, it is a loaded bag and arsenal for Hannafin. Gosh, he is just such an incredible player. He's had such an incredible season, and today is a very important day for him. And Tanner, I mean, you've been watching him kind of evolve. Hey, take me through a little bit of that evolution as we are about to get into this second quarter here.
Yeah, you bet. We heard it during the Senior Day ceremony. You can scrub back to the beginning of this stream and catch more of that. But he did start to come into that starting lineup as a freshman, and everybody knew, hey, this guy, right when we recruited him, we started to think, oh my gosh, he's going to play baseball, or rather basketball and football, be maybe one of the top guards there, and he's got all this insane ability as a wide receiver. Then you start throwing the ball to him, and he clicks with every single QB, primarily Josh Nichols, right, who had been the 5-year starter, but every single other QB that rotated through, this guy was absolutely their best friend. And then the last 2 years, he's the worst kept secret in the MIAA. He is utterly uncoverable as far as we've seen. He's got Maddox Woods knocked out on him right now, bouncing out of the box, so you do get a little bit weaker box if Kalamazoo did look to run this on the 3rd and medium. Don't expect it to. But a superstar. He's not in the making anymore. He's been made. 3rd and 4. Scoop in. Under a little bit of pressure. Out to his right. Tucks. Contested and broken up that time. It's incomplete. It's Maddox Woods, a linebacker trying to cover him. That is a tough ask, and he did it.
Yeah, he did a great job. Scoopin, hesitant to run there. He doesn't want to take any risk in this game. Tried to find his main man, Hannafin. And as you said, it makes sense he played basketball because he has some moves. He really does.
And a killer in the IMs. That's the thing. When you know the guy's on the basketball team too and he puts up good numbers there, it's like, oh, I don't want to see him in IM. Scoop in, bluffed, goes, intercepted. Looking for Moat, maybe stared it down a little bit long.
Yeah, and a great find by the Adrian defense. You don't see that from Scoopin at all. Man, that is very surprising.
That's the one and only turnover of 2025 for Dawson Scoopin.
Incredible. And it's a shame that it was on a drive like that where they had a pretty great, it was a great drive just to say in general, and the momentum now comes to a halt.
Big numbers for all of Adrian's starting linebackers there. You just saw Maddox Woods on the coverage, knocking away that ball intended for Hannafin. The interception there was Liam Carey. Woods, a junior, Carey, a senior, and Bennett Gildy, a sophomore. Great players out there, strong in the box. And they'll go RPO. Ton of a zip on this ball for Aberger. He's falling forward.
Aberger finding that ball again. I mean, Kalamazoo just has to kind of keep their head up after that. And they have all the weapons they need on the defensive end. Sure, they have to make some adjustments with Yanninga out, but again, really keep your head up. Keep putting your nose to the grindstone on defense.
They've got a little different look. 2 stacked receivers out to the right. And they'll run up the gut. A hole to be had for Steve McCoy.
Steve McCoy again getting a nice and big gain. Nicely done there.
Bulldogs not quite full tempo yet. They will go rather quick, though. McCoy insert, and again, he ran over Bowles Swain emphatically.
And where has this guy been? I mean, for Adrian, he has only gotten 5 carries. 12 carries on this season. But again, he has not been a main weapon. We've seen Brueggemann really show out. So,
well, he's going to carry again here. Naturally, they go power to the left. And it's another good gain. Bowles Swain does not get down this time. Running behind Matt Hall. Your right tackle goes 6'2", 298. So he's the small guy. That's the lightest guy up front for him.
That is wild.
Trips out to the right. McCoy still in the backfield with Noah Boudry slinging it. 7-0 Bulldogs. Boudry looked to his right, got that skinny post, and it's too hot for Whitaker.
Yeah, just a little too much there, as we see some Kalamazoo players get a little chippy on that. I mean, it's going to be a very chippy game. Kalamazoo has something to prove today.
London Conzolo coming on for Kalamazoo. It looks like he is going to line up off the line of scrimmage to the right as one of your overhang linebackers. Conzolo, a freshman from Clearwater, Florida. Hornets are showing some linebackers, bringing pressure. Cardis among them, but could back out of it. Let's find out. 3rd and 5. Boudry got some time to throw. He got hit. What a one-handed snag. He did what? Brumley. Okay, that's your Sports Center top 10.
Oh, Tanner. Oh, my goodness. Brumley with the catch.
That upset my stomach, dude.
Ooh, incredible. I mean, you see a pass like that, you're like a little too far ahead. Maybe he's got a chance. He comes through, giving a big gain for the Bulldogs. Man, what a great catch.
It was. Boudry, smoke again. Aberger inside the 10, cleaned up by Zach Sykes and Bowles Swain.
Now we're starting to really see why this team is considered one of the top teams in the country on offense and defense. Boudry, Kalamazoo is obviously trying to put some pressure on Boudry because he is a really great gunslinger and also just runner in general, and he throws it again to Aberger. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, as you said earlier, Tanner. So,
yeah, you bet. That continues to work just fine. You knew the Bulldogs were going to be multiple. Again, we said that right toward kickoff. They were going to move guys around. They were going to go with different formations and personnel. They've done a ton of that. And on offense, no issues. On defense, they got a few things to sort out, right? And, of course, with their special teams, you don't want to give up the fake that Kalamazoo converted and all that. On offense, cook it. Boudry, hands off. McCoy, all the patience. And ankle picked by who else but Tommy Cardis.
Yeah, nice job by Cardis there. McCoy slowing down a tiny bit as they get into an inch towards the end zone here.
Looks like we're going to have a timeout come before. Now, you don't have our chains or our down marker crew. Okay, so the chains have just been tossed. I certainly assumed that it was a first down, so I think that's just the only thing that they're looking at as, you hold those markers, and when you get to the goal to go, you get to toss them down.
Yeah, that makes more sense there.
Yeah, that's all it was. So it is 1st and goal. Boudry going fade. Paquin in coverage, incomplete for Whitaker.
Yeah, obviously trying to set up Whitaker there, and it was a great idea, but great coverage by Paquin. Pass is just a little too far ahead. These are the opportunities that Boudry is going to be setting up for his wide receivers throughout the majority of this game in the end zone, really focusing on those one-on-one matchups. Paquin does a good job, though, there.
Hornets are going to go and get that big red zone package. A lot of big bodies. Now they're going to walk out 5. Ronnie Spencer, and he is going to have that unenviable task. Spencer is giving up something in the neighborhood of 8 inches of height, that is, but a timeout again is going to be called here.
I just looked at that as well. I was a little worried for Spencer. I mean, Spencer is totally capable of guarding up against Whitaker, but he is real dangerous in the end zone. Just got to stay dialed if you're Spencer. And now as this timeout comes, Kalamazoo, they had a really good stop earlier in this game in the end zone. And now, with some time to talk it over, you think maybe they've got another shot at kind of stopping them here.
Well, you've got to get pressure on the QB Boudry. He, of course, can use his legs here, as you've got the 7 rushing touchdowns for him on the year, and you also could go Wildcat and go real heavy. I do see Boudry coming in at the huddle. You never know, because they showed a couple of snaps of that Wildcat when they were down on the goal line even, and Pregame was trying to get him in. But I think everything is pretty much in play with just the way that he can spread this ball around. That's one of his biggest strengths, and shout out to the ACTV crew. Very nice guys. Ian and Sean telling us that this offense, we don't even know what they're going to do today. Pop pass. One slip tackle might be enough. Garrison to hawk him down. He leaps for the end zone with the ball outstretched. Touchdown for Aberger.
Aberger put his body on the line to get that touchdown there. Leaping and flying through and catching the pylon while he was at it. Giving the Bulldogs their second touchdown here in the second quarter. And now for the extra point. Always reliable here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's Jack Boyke again. Your holder is Brody Moore, the safety. Boyke is true on the extra point. Make it 14-0 Adrian. 10 minutes, 54 seconds, second quarter. I tell you, this is not the only game going on today. Women's soccer update.
That's right, and women's soccer currently up 3-0 on Albion. A very important game for Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo women's soccer has had a pretty great season. We've seen some fantastic plays, especially from Hogan and Burness this year. Hogan so far 2 goals, and Burness 1 against Albion as this game is starting to come to a close.
Yeah, it's in the 78th minute over there. Feel free to tune in for that one as well, right? While you're already on YouTube and you got your device in front of you, have your multiple tabs. If you've got to mute one when you're coming over here, or if you've got to mute us when you're going over there, we understand. And Maya Pasillas, we thank her so much for her work over there. That game kicked off at noon, and now into the 79th minute, 3-0 Kalamazoo, and that is the first round of the MIAA tournaments. Boyke will kick this back off the Hornets trail here by 2 touchdowns. Again, you continue to show a little bit of that waterfall look where an outside-most kickoff lane guy becomes more inside. Fielded by Zekman. Zekman up the numbers. He trucked a couple. Zekman up to the 37.
Yeah, nice job by Zekman. Another player, especially on those kickoffs, you're looking at Hannafin and Zekman, 2 big weapons. Hannafin really has the finesse. Zekman has the strength and the finesse. Both of them, you don't want to give them the ball, but in that case, Zekman gets a really great gain to start this drive out.
Senior day for Kalamazoo. Adrian is looking forward to theirs next week at home versus Trine. Just 2 more weeks after today for the regular season. Kalamazoo will be on the road for both. Scoop in for Connor Bell. Bell had to cut back inside, and not a whole lot. It's funny, he spun all the way out of there, but I think forward progress was ruled down.
Yeah, a little bit of forward progress, you're correct. Giving them maybe 1 yard, 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain, 2nd and 9.
Stephen Moreno on the stop there, a junior from Frenchtown. And this is complete. Johnston got crunched.
Yeah, so he dropped that one there.
Yeah.
Too big of a hit.
Oh, Ethan Burrows is a monstrous DB. He's listed 6'3", 210, but I bet it feels like 1,000 pounds when he hits you going that fast.
Yeah, that's some sort of physics equation. Oof, that has got to hurt. He's back up, though. I mean, he shook it off.
Yeah, more power to Johnston, but no thank you. They show press on Zekman, the wide receiver to the right. Scoop and look that way first. He's going to go that way. Zekman, a dime piece! Who else and where else? I don't know.
I don't either. Put it right in the breadbasket for Zekman. Found an opening. Zekman also found the ball, but again, a fantastic pass. Man, great position here for Kalamazoo. Need some points on the board right now.
Agree. You cannot go scoreless on this possession no matter how you get there. Again, it's the same speed formation. You got a tight end on the ball to the right, 3 wide to the left. Skupin wanted another double move for Zekman. He shook a couple, and Skupin just going to dart this thing. It didn't even quite get out of bounds, but you want to talk about a business decision.
Yeah, a good idea from Skupin. I saw Hannafin kind of following that same route that Skupin was following there. This is where a replay system would be really nice, but really trying to get that communication going between Hannafin and Skupin didn't work out. Skupin staying safe.
3 wide, 1 tight end. Skupin complete once more for Zekman. This guy is hot. 3 weeks in a row coming in with over 100 yards, and he's going to be nearly there before halftime this afternoon.
When all your focus is on Hannafin, you're going to leave one of those other wide receivers open. Hannafin not open. Zekman was.
Oh, and Skupin with the no-look pass for Johnston. Houdini.
Nice job by Johnston there. Really great play calling as well.
Is
Defense,
do you
forgot
think
about
that's
him.
in the play call for him to look away all Matt Stafford-like?
I mean,
Or does he just do that? Does he just kind of see, like, I think I could get away with it. This might be fun.
I think that's just how he is, to be honest with you, Tanner, because that was too smooth, in my opinion.
That's insanity. Hannafin will motion over to a 3-by-1. Skupin throwing, goal line, a little bit of contact. Now, was that ball intercepted off the bounce? They're going to say it was.
My goodness, Tanner. That was completely unexpected.
So he must have timed that contact perfectly with the tight end Johnston. It's Ethan Burrows who comes up with the interception, who had already put the absolute stick on Johnston earlier in the possession, and then they say he scoops that ball up off of the turf in the end zone for a touchback.
Wow, that's just incredible. I don't even know what to say at this point. Man, I'm not too sure. I thought it may have hit the ground before, but again, that ball was up in the air for a while.
And that's the risk that you run, right? Any tipped balls in the red zone, it's even more dangerous. Bulldogs offense, back out. Couple tight ends this time. Beaudry kept it. He takes the shot. Oh, it's going down there. Was it a catch fumble? And Curtis is on it. And one good turnover deserves another.
Well, Tanner, it goes right back to the Hornets. The refs are talking this over, so let's not be too sure on this.
But Brumley makes another incredible catch and run before that, too. It's just, does he pay the price for it?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I thought he may have had possession of the ball for a decent amount of time. Looks like he was able to hold it, cup it.
Oh, plus you've got a flag down. We don't currently have the referee mic'd up. We heard them testing it. A first down for the Hornets offense, and Tommy Curtis with the fumble recovery here for Senior Day.
Wow, nicely done. That call was confirmed, and this defense out there for one play, out there and back on the sidelines for the next, giving their offense another chance. Man, this has been back and forth for the last few minutes.
Oh, boy. Let me take my moment here to breathe, because if the Hornets come out here and chuck this deep, then I'm going to need all that breath. A lot happening here in the football game. 8:29, second quarter. Skupin stepping up. Behind Shemwell, he dives down, and he'll take that gain on the first down, call it 5.
Yeah, that was a nice gain. Nice gain of 5 from Skupin. Looking around for his wide receivers, he is such good presence in the pocket. He knows where everyone is.
And I
Really
don't think
great
they
job.
need the spectacular runs that he's capable of producing so much. If you can continue to mostly air it out and sneak in that run game from Bell and Majorana when you need it. Skupin was looking real deep. Majorana leaked out. Skupin might take off again. and left it a little bit short as he got whacked. There's a flag down. Keep an eye on that. But it could be Skupin crossing the line of scrimmage. What do you think?
I don't know. I didn't think Skupin crossed the line of scrimmage. They may be talking it over right now. And he tried to find Mirana there, I'm pretty sure. I wasn't able to. And that hit, I mean, I really hope it wasn't that bad of a hit, because you really don't want to cause any sort of extra injury.
For a guy that has been beat up and did miss the one game, yeah, I hear you.
And he has been so good for this team, especially. And
again, with these referees' mics, again, we test them out, you know, an hour or so before kickoff. And oftentimes they seem just fine at that point, and then, you know, the heat of battle and game day stuff just happens. But illegal forward pass was the call. 5 yards and the loss of down. 3rd down, 9 to go. Skupin has the time. He got it out. Hannafin, it's broken up by Dorsey.
great job from Dorsey, stopping it right there. Now it's going to be 4th and long, bringing out the punt squad. And on this one, I'm not too sure if Kalamazoo is going to want to go for it, especially on such a long 4th down. But you never know. There have been crazier things that have happened this year for Kalamazoo.
It's true. They've already completed the fake. It was the pass from Moat to Aiden Packman, of all people. But 9 yards to go here. Moat drops it down. A lot of pressure on this. See if the Hornets can down this thing. It's going to be close. Touchback.
Man, that was really close. A great punt again from Moat. He's showing up in the way he needs to on these punts, but not able to recover that one before it goes out.
That does net them 26 yards of field position. Sometimes even that, unfortunately, has been a win. That's kind of where the numbers are for the season in terms of the punt game. Moat had come in averaging 33.9, and that's gross. The net punting, of course, had been less than that, right, to an area that Coach Zorbo admitted when we talked pregame. Yeah, probably not good enough. We've got to execute better, and we've got to flip the field. It's so tough because that first 50-plus yarder did it so well from Moat, and that was a big momentum play in and of itself when Aberger, the returner, let it get by him, and then you're thinking, oh, that's a fantastic punt.
Yeah, definitely, and we saw that there, letting the ball go by.
Still no Brueggemann. This is fascinating. I wonder if he's banged up at all from the Wildcat possessions and getting stopped. But it will be McCoy to start. On the ground, McCoy into the nest. 2, maybe 3.
McCoy totally capable. He's proven himself just within these first few minutes we've seen him on the field. Could just be trying to give Brueggemann a little break.
Yeah, tough to say. Boudry pump faked. He's got a ton of room to run. There he goes. Humphreys missed 2, and he's out to the 35.
Too much room there. Way too much room. You're trying to make sure he doesn't get a deep pass or a deep look, but gives them the first down.
But I tell you what, Ballabuck is probably thinking, man, I need some help there because I'm kind of the only defensive line presence over that way. Nobody else is helping to pull up the quarterback there necessarily. I've been in that spot. It's no fun. Boudry, tons of time. Finds a short one over the middle. Aberger. And he hurdled right over for Kalamazoo. It was Jeff Hudson. So now they're really rotating DBs through.
Yeah, they are. And this is a little bit of a side note, but curious how the Aberger family is feeling today. Who will
Mixed
they be
emotions.
rooting for?
Sure.
As they see one of their sons get a great gain.
McCoy met by Fortino, then Gacky cleaned it up.
Yeah, McCoy swallowed up there. Looks like he might have been able to break the tackle. But the Hornets do swarm, stop a bigger gain, so only a gain of 3 as we just heard.
That Will Backer for Kalamazoo on the inside spot. 33, Raymond Cargill, their leading tackler. He comes on. 2nd down and 7. Zach Sykes came off for Kalamazoo. Aberger sets up in the slot right. Boudry pump faked. Pirouette all the way out to his left. He's in a ton of trouble. Ball was up for grabs. He somehow put it on the money. That's just absurd.
Yeah, this guy knows what's up. He is able to read everything. Eyes like I've never seen before. That's an incredible pass. Shows his experience too. A really, really great throw and great catch by Aberger to find himself so open like that.
First down, ball's now at the 43. Boudry, triple option again. He's going to pitch it out. And an upending job from Hudson. Very cool. That's Tyler Greer out of the backfield that time. I saw one, and I knew Dorsey had returned kicks, and I thought that can't be right. But it was Tyler Greer, the wide receiver.
Tyler Greer has gotten the ball a couple times on the rushing and on those pitches. If he gets space, he is a really, really fast man out there. So keep your eye on him as they make the switch up here.
Yeah, they shift everybody way out and spread it out. The tight end, Brumley, take a look at him in that left slot. But it's a QB draw for Boudry. Again, he's upended by Jeff Hudson, but his damage is done. First down.
Yeah, Boudry putting his body first on Hudson was able to get an advantage there to give him the first down and then some. He didn't need to do anything special, and he finds it again, man. This defense, Kalamazoo right now, looks a little confused on what to do about Boudry right now.
Yeah, it's so tough. Do you bring a whole bunch of pressure, or do you spy him, or do you really contain rush? Tough to say. Boudry keeping it himself. Again, they love sneaking the tight end Brumley underneath, and he's got 5 or so.
And Brumley with the small gain there. It is a big switch up for Kalamazoo, I will say. Last week, playing against Albion, a quarterback who really has just started his season halfway through. And so it's a big change going against a quarterback who is so experienced and so talented.
Yeah, and Davis Crossman did put up numbers with Albion. Boudry, throw it. Oh, doinked for Whitaker. That's the second time we've seen somebody like that. The first one was Brueggemann. I'm telling you, it's got to be cold out there.
It's got to be a little bit chilly. I'm not too sure what you do with the gloves. I mean, do you spit in them, get them a little bit more wet, trying to catch the ball, make them a little more sticky?
Yeah, guys like to do that. You know, receivers are their own breed and all that kind of thing. But the numbers from Davis Crossman last week, just on that note, 24 of 37, 230, and a touchdown in his second career college start. A freshman from St. Joseph for Albion. Third and medium. And where do they go right back to? That's your confidence builder right there. Complete for Whitaker.
Yeah, he missed the first one. Give it to him a second time because he is one of your main targets. Him and Aberger, two completely different types of players, completely different types of sizes, really able to switch it up, cause some problems.
It just works so well with the mix of all of these different body types they've got. Taking a shot. Whitaker, he made the adjustment. Did he tap the right toe? Out of... No, touchdown.
Wow, that is incredible. I mean, a toe touch like that, again, replay system would be incredible on that. I mean, the quarterback, Boudry, saw the height advantage, targeted the height advantage, ended up working out for him.
Yeah, Ronnie Spencer and Jeff Hudson, you've seen them both line up at that corner spot. They're both listed 5'8", 160. And again, Whitaker stands 6'4". It's sometimes kind of automatic when you identify a matchup of that kind of size advantage. Hornets had a lot of pressure up the middle with Lance Wolford. Goyke still put it through. That would have been another fantastic senior day accolade to add a blocked extra point for Wolford.
That would have been. That is a good point, Tanner. But looking at the scoreboard right now, not looking too good for the Hornets. Down by 3 touchdowns with 3 minutes left in the half. I mean, it's really easy to put your head down, but as you're a player out there, you know you have a chance to come back. You always have a chance to come back in this sport. And as we've seen, Kalamazoo has made some pretty big differences on the defensive end. A lot of turnovers, I mean, forced for both teams. Adrian is known for causing those turnovers.
And protecting the football themselves. I wanted to get to this. They are second in the nation in turnover margin. That's on average per game. They lead in that turnover margin by 2, right? So if you have no turnovers and the other team has 2, that's your +2 margin. They average that for the entire season.
That is incredible. So Kalamazoo right now trying to get the upper edge in that sense statistically, but also trying to get the upper edge on the scoreboard. So let's see what they've got on this drive as the kickoff comes away.
Boyke's kick. Hannafin thought about it, passes it up as that's through, again, the third A in Kalamazoo. I've now figured it out. Flag might be, there's a late couple of whistles, I think, just breaking up the altercation.
Yeah, just a small altercation there. Those guys were up in each other's grill. Man.
I want to make one correction from early in the first quarter. Kalamazoo's first completed pass actually went to 88 Jackson Swords. He's a freshman from Romeo. I'd initially thought for Kalamazoo it was 89 Jordan Bates McCullough, but it was Swords. It's a small housekeeping item, but I thought I ought to mention it.
Oh, it's very polite of you, Tanner. A really great correction.
All right, Hornets offense back out. 2 minutes, 58 seconds until the half. Scoop in with Bell in to protect. Plenty of room for Zekman. Zekman turns that up the sideline so quick.
Yeah, a good gain. They have to focus on passing today. They haven't run the ball a lot, which I think is a part of the game plan. It hasn't gone so well for them on the rushing this year, but finding those wide receivers today has been important. Just have to stay clean, have to stay precise.
You don't necessarily have the time to run the ball right now in the 2-minute drill. Now a little bit of, early contact. We thought, man, that is strapped though. Hannafin's going to say the same.
Yeah, Hannafin putting his hands out, confused. A little bit of contact there. This game has been a pretty physical game. We've seen a couple altercations so far. Nothing out of the ordinary though.
That was the left outside linebacker, Bennett Gildy, in coverage that time. These linebackers, fantastic in coverage there. Going for Zekman, it's the same deal. Finally, you got flags everywhere. My man, our side judge, Derek Puffer, just unleashed one of the best flag throws I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was incredible. Trying to find and put the flag right where the penalty happened. How far do you think that went, Tanner?
30 or something? I think he's somewhere.
Really?
I think he's somewhere near, or maybe a hair behind the Adrian 40-yard line, and the flag's now sitting at the Kalamazoo 36.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, maybe 25 yards still.
Still.
All right, pass interference. We had a feeling it would be. I thought that's not the most difficult of calls.
Yeah, a little bit intuitive there. Able to figure that one on our own.
Though our microphones still struggle to keep up with the demands of this football game and this football season. We admit it. And, in part, Kalamazoo opponents have committed a tremendous number of penalties. They've been given 16 free first downs via penalty already on the year. That's over 2 a game. And themselves, they've committed just 8 of those. That is, given up only 8 first downs via penalty.
Wow, that's a really good number to think about, especially noting the wide receivers on this team.
That's where it stems from, right? That's where it starts, because you kind of have to just tackle Hannafin or Zekman sometimes, or you're going to give up the one-play touchdowns.
Yeah, and right then, as we saw on that pass interference, is a trend we've seen throughout the whole season. These teams really just trying to make the stop oftentimes get caught putting a little too much contact, getting a little too handsy with Zekman and Hannafin.
It's a 4-down lineman front for the Bulldogs. Scoopin, play fake, tons of room. Scoopin lofting for Hannafin with the adjustment. He dropped it. Oh, just as the ground met him, going about 1,000 miles an hour in front of his face mask.
Oh, gosh. Would have been such a great look for the offense downfield. A really great throw, just unable to hold on to it.
Oh. Could have been one of the all-time catches around here. He's going to have more opportunities, and you really can't call that a drop by any means.
No.
Bulldogs came across early. This has got to be a free play. Zekman wasn't looking for it. I don't know that you had the flag down, but there was clearly multiple Bulldogs in the neutral zone. It's intercepted by Burrows.
And now I see Zorbo furious on the sideline.
What are we missing here?
Everyone is confused.
At worst, I think you had early movement on both sides, and it should have been blown dead.
Wow.
The interception's going to stand.
Now, Tanner, if you told me Scoopin would have 3 interceptions in this game, I can't even get my words out because that is shocking.
Right, you would be stunned.
And now play moves on. Adrian with the ball.
Complete again for Aberger. Can you hear the zip because of where we're seated and the crowd mic cranked up here? This will be the 2-minute timeout, by the way. Can you hear the zip on the football from Boudry and when it hits the hands? I don't think that's just because it's cold. I think that's because of the howitzer strapped to this guy's shoulder.
Yeah, he can throw the football like no other. Very incredibly done. And, I mean, I'm still a little bit in shock after that last play, so just give me a second here to process what's going on. But again, really great throw from Boudry to Aberger there.
So there's always the possibility that a lineman comes across the line of scrimmage, a defensive lineman that is, and gets back on sides in plenty of time. What I don't think is particularly arguable is that that's not what happened right there. That may have been what up front was seen, and that may have been what everybody thought, and maybe there was then no reaction from the offensive line because when they move as well, then the play must be blown dead before it ever starts. I still wonder, but a lot of movement before the snap to have no whistle.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very confusing.
Clearly, that's what Skupin and Sekman both thought to a degree, is that they had the free play.
And Zorbo as well, furious, taking his hat off and his his headset off as well, yelling, furious, confused.
Headsets are in danger today, I've got to say.
I agree. Man, just really upsetting for the Hornets, but the game moves forward for the Bulldogs.
One more time, the smoke for Aberger. Paquin missed him. He's still dropped short of the first down. It's a great tackle from Maurice.
They are really harassing Aberger there. He is so dangerous, and even with all the effort in the world, even predicting that pass was coming to him, unable to get him down.
Long 2 yards to go. Boudry keeps it. The late option. Aberger, a first down again. That's 9 receptions through less than a half.
My goodness. Again, Aberger open, able to get and move the chains. This is why he is wide receiver 1, or at least the most reliable option, because Whittaker also has had such a great season.
Well, you know who the top 3 options were. You knew who they were several weeks ago, right? But nobody else with a reception so far. That's kind of, I struggle to believe that. But Boudry is 20 of 25, and 3 total guys have receptions. Aberger 10 now, Whittaker 6, and Brumley 4. Pregame in with the Wildcat. He's going to take it over the right side and should have it, not by a lot. Wow.
This might be close, Tanner. As I see Kalamazoo trying to argue for this one.
Yeah, Cargill was emphatic about it. Ronnie Spencer, I think, was the one to finally knock him down. Kalamazoo going to go with a big line change again. Tons and tons of rotation. Mahmoud Al-Safadi is one of those that's been getting work at the nose spot when Gaki comes off. Boudry wants to go for the end zone. Paquin in coverage, and a sleight of hand score. Whittaker, where did he pluck that ball from?
Oh my, Tanner, that Brumley pass we saw earlier in this game was incredible, but that?
You think that's better?
Oh my goodness. Credit to Boudry to put the ball in the perfect spot. Paquin all over him too.
Yeah, that ball's practically thrown at Paquin's helmet.
Oh my gosh.
And I think it's one of those where he might have gotten it like behind Paquin's back or something like that.
Man, I mean.
Oh, the snap gets away. This might be loose. Petty dove on it. That's a stop of sorts. It works.
Interesting there, yeah. A little bit of sunshine for the Hornets here.
Okay, 1 minute and 7 seconds. Because of that botched extra point attempt there, to go down and get the field goal would actually help a lot more than you think. And it would cut it to a 3-possession game. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it would. That's my thoughts exactly, as you just said. Kalamazoo, we saw them earlier in this season, especially just recently against the game with Albion, being able to drive down the field at a really, really successful rate. This Adrian defense is significantly better than that Albion defense, but Adrian...
Is it the 11 points per game that makes you say that? Is that what it is, Q?
It really is, and against Hope, too, containing an incredible Hope College team to only 19 points is a feat in itself. So let's see what they can do here. The Hornets really, really need something on offense. Gonna have to start slinging.
Boyke, a very short run-up and a very high pop-up kick. And it's fielded by Jack Duggins.
Duggins gets the catch there. Doesn't see the ball a whole lot in his hands besides for being the backup punter.
Yeah, we haven't seen Duggins yet because I think Moat snapped off that 50-plus yarder, and it's like, ooh, okay, well, now there's tons of confidence in him. However, Duggins last year when they went to a two-punter look was a very, very strong left-footed look and a change-up that teams had to, ooh, okay, maybe let's adjust our return schemes to. And Duggins has just a one-punt attempt this year for 38 yards. That was fair caught. Something to think about going forward. 27-0, a minute and 7 seconds. Scoopin with early pressure. Had to try and get it to Hannafin, and it's in the dirt.
Yeah, that dropped just before Hannafin there. I think he knows it as well. We hear some groans, but pretty sure that one hit the dirt. It's always a little confusing, but Scoopin was highly pressured by that Adrian defense. They did a pretty good job there of making him run, be uncomfortable.
On the 2nd and 10, Scoopin the pump fake, slides past a few. It's off the hands of Moat and incomplete. Moat was then looking to almost pick up a block.
Yeah, I saw some flashbacks earlier of a tipped pass.
And now you've got it's the Hornets' CJ Aldred at left guard. The guy has been in and out of the lineup really throughout his career. A standout, undeniably, at guard when healthy. But he's going to have to be helped off right now by the athletic training staff. They're led by Kathleen White, who is quite literally one of the most valuable assets in this entire university. I got to tell you, the training room work that she does every single week to get these guys healthy enough to play, to get out on the field when they are very banged up, and to keep them healthy and extend careers. Can't say enough.
Yeah, she does a fantastic job. I know a lot of guys who have gone to see her. She is pretty committed to it and gets the job done for these players, getting them in peak physical condition.
Aldred comes out, and 60 Will Geiger comes in, junior at left guard. Scoopin has plenty of protection here. Will he ask Bell to wheel up complete? Bell might make a whole lot more out of it. Bell beyond midfield.
I was about to say, Tanner, that is a little risky, especially with the amount of time you have left on the clock here.
You're telling me.
But the chains are moved. Gets a lot after the gain. Puts them in good positioning here.
And that clock stops while those chains are moving. That's huge. Real short for Moat here. Now they might want to burn a timeout right here. You do have 2 of them left. And immediately they called it, just like I thought.
Yeah, you're right. Gives them some time, talk it out, and
gives us some time.
True. Looking at the range for a field goal.
Yeah.
Where are we looking? What mark does Kalamazoo need to find here?
Yeah, let's talk about it. Cam Lewis, everybody has been really excited about this guy at kicker. Went 3 out of 4 in that Calvin game, and the one miss was blocked. He set his season long in that Calvin game. Again, a freshman for Kalamazoo at kicker, right? So you never knew what you were going to get, but you knew that they were struggling objectively in the kicking game kind of all around for the early part of the season, right? Lewis's long so far is 40, but I think they could be willing to stretch that out a little bit longer. He's 4 out of 6 on the year, and those misses are from that like 30 to 39 range, right? It's kind of intermediate. If you let him go longer than 40 yards or so, then the difficulty is you've got to get the trajectory a little bit lower. And Kalamazoo has struggled allowing the blocked kicks with 2 of them, plus a couple of blocked extra points. It's a risk, I think, to try anything beyond 40.
Yeah, good point. Let's see if they're being conservative or going long here.
Scooping, he's got Johnston, who sprawled for the first down catch. 33 seconds, got to hustle.
Nice catch from Johnston. Right out in front of him, brings it down, and now Kalamazoo has to pick up the pace.
So you thought Pepin and Paquin was hard. How about Johnson and Johnston?
Correct.
Scoopin had to flush right away. Hannafin, could you imagine? Come on. Like, he can't do one of these every week, right? But
Yeah.
he nearly, with a single hand, being the left hand, hauled that in.
Yeah, we saw that from Brumley earlier. That one would have rivaled it. A little competition for the Sports Center top 10, or at least
It would have turned to friendly competition.
D3 football top 10.
Now, there's a very achievable goal. I like that, Quentin. We'll keep that in the bag for later. 2nd down and 10 upcoming. Scoopin, looking middle of the field. Johnston couldn't get there on the second. Plus, he was probably thinking Burrows is about to stick me again.
Yeah, and we found Johnson in that spot many times this season and in this game mostly. He did find the hit earlier.
The end zone one, I think, was the worst of them all, because as Burrows jocked him, the ball pops up to him, and Burrows intercepts it.
Just real unfortunate.
It definitely was. That oblong-shaped football, you never know what it's going to do. Scooping on the 3rd down and 10. Out the flat for Hannafin. He somersaults his way. Did he get enough?
Hey, he took the hit the perfect way to get him out of bounds and stop the clock. And now they're starting to get within the range of maybe looking at a field goal, but it is 1st down with 17 seconds. You're able to get a couple plays off before you start to consider the field goal unit.
I think this is the deepest that you'll likely see the attempt. From right here, you're looking at almost perfectly a 40-yard try for Cam Lewis. They're going to motion Zekman out. Scoopin looks that way. Little bump, and that's going to be flagged. They got Dorsey.
Talk about a catch from Zekman. I mean, I did not know if he stayed in bounds. They signaled it, but oof, incredible.
And Dorsey is still looking incredulously, if you will. But that Hornet offense is going to benefit. Now, it's funny, we've still got the conference, and we haven't had this announced yet on the penalty. Didn't realize that.
Pass interference. First down.
Pass interference, 1 first down. That's what we got out of that.
That's all we need to hear.
Exactly, that's all we needed, right? And Dorsey knew it too, and everybody knew it as Zekman was out there on an island. It's another first down. It's an automatic first down, so it doesn't hurt there.
Not at all. 14 seconds left on the clock.
And it looks like you got 14 yards to go. We love round numbers. Dorsey impress on Zekman. Go RPO. Zekman double move. Scoopin in trouble. Scoopin slipped out of the way. He's got Hannafin back in the end zone. He didn't see him. It's incomplete. Admittedly, the kind of body control in the whip around Scoopin would have been insane. But Hannafin along that back line was calling for it.
He was calling for it. Saw him with a little bit of space, but with 5 seconds on the clock, you either have to go for a big risk and try to toss it in the end zone. But here,
this seems like the move, right?
Yes, I agree, definitely.
To cut it to the 3-score game, Cam Lewis. Lewis from 32. And it's blocked! In that dark spot, it rears its ugly head on special teams. The Hornets are not going to get any points up for this half. 27-0 as they go into the break.
Things are just not going their way right now. They've had a lot of opportunities, and Adrian just bringing out everything they can and finding ways to stop Kalamazoo, who we thought had an incredible offense, but they've found a way to make Kalamazoo slip through the cracks and make a couple pivotal mistakes in this game.
Let's briefly look through the numbers. On the Kalamazoo side, the biggest things that jump out to me, how about your 32 pass attempts for Scoopin, plus your first 3 turnovers of the season?
Yeah, that is really shocking. I am a little disappointed that one of those passes was able to stand. It was a confusing call, but 3 interceptions is really unfortunate for Scoopin. He has done a great job, though, in the passing department this season and in this game with 200 receiving yards, 200 yards passing. Just pretty upsetting. Kalamazoo defense, though, they were able to get a turnover of their own on that fumble.
Who else but Tommy Cardis for the recovery? Your second team All-MIAA as a junior, and then comes back for the 5th year, and what a moment for him.
Exactly, but still, Kalamazoo down 27-0. Just hasn't been great. Any other things you want to look at, Tanner?
I will say Noah Boudry has played a fantastic first half. He's had to throw it 26 times himself. That's a huge number for a half. Goes 204 and 2 touchdowns with a long of just 26. So he's been very patient, very methodical, and very much on target. Aberger, 10 receptions in a half. Incredible.
Wow.
And then Whitaker with your 2 touchdowns. He's got 7 for 70.
They have done a really, really good job. Boudry has been able to show his finesse running and on the tosses. He has had a pretty great game so far. Curious to see what he brings to the second half, if there's any sort of switch-ups, if they want to slow it down, keep the running game with McCoy, or bring back Brueggemann, but they've done a great job today.
Yeah, we will find out. And on that note, McCoy with 7 carries for 71 to lead the ball game in rushing. All set for the first half?
All set here, Tanner.
All right, folks. I'm Tanner White, alongside Quentin Powers, and we'll be back in less than 20 minutes' time. Hey, I would say don't go anywhere, but feel free. You got about 20 minutes or so. Thanks so much for joining us. The Hornets here on Senior Day, trailing to the Adrian Bulldogs, 27-0 at the half.
And pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics.
Well, so at halftime here for Senior Day, we didn't get those 3 minutes put back on, but we would never be caught off guard up here.
No, we almost were, Tanner, but we are back in here, ready to come in for this second half. Kalamazoo's got a lot of work to do. A lot of scoring needs to happen for them.
And it is not going to start here on the opening kickoff of half number 2. That's through the second A in Kalamazoo. Jack Boyke, another touchback. Folks, thanks so much for joining us again today. It's Kalamazoo's Senior Day. I'm Tanner White. He's Quentin Powers. And it is a 27-0 lead for who may still rightfully deserve to call themselves the best team in the MIAA, even after being dropped by Hope last week. Man, it's the leading scoring offense. It's the leading scoring defense. And they're for real.
I mean, they have really shown themselves today. I'm not going to lie, I kind of doubted it. I thought Kalamazoo might be able to compete at the level they did last week against Albion, but Adrian, boy, they are a tough team.
Dawson scooping. We'll start with the handoff for Connor Bell outside. He's picking up the block from Hannafin and then ran into a couple of Bulldogs.
And I'm not nearly qualified enough to say this, but sometimes when I see Bell make those nice little juke moves, they work out. But right there, I just want him to go right through the crowd. Try to get a couple extra yards there, because that resulted in 0 yards gained.
It did. It's a gun doubles here, make it a 2nd down and 10. Skupin has a lot of time this time, maybe more time than he's had at all. He flushes, he chucked it for Hannafin, 1st down up to the 45.
That's a perfect way to come out of the locker room, come out of the halftime, and show up exactly where you needed to. And this is what's happened earlier in this game, though, I will say. They just really have to find a way to score one way or another.
All right, a 1st down and 10 from their 45. Got a ton of room for Levis. Levis, not a whole lot to be had after that first contact, but make it 6.
Good gain, again. Try to move those chains, try to get something going. And they have had a couple deep shots in this game, which have worked out really well. Also, just a couple rough drops. Let's see what they run here on 2nd and 4.
They started off with a 3-by-1 look. They'll motion Johnston, the tight end, to a 2-by-2. He's in to keep the protection up, and Zekman is smacked. That was unnerving by Davis, but he's got the 1st down.
Yeah, a really big hit. I don't know if Zekman got hit near the head, but it looked like it was close. I would have been a little shaken, but Zekman he is a strong dude.
Yeah, listed 6'2", 194, plays a lot bigger than that. The tight end Johnston, off one bobble, turns it up, and he's got 6 or 7. So the offense moving, grooving.
Okay, I like what I'm seeing right now from Kalamazoo. Doing these short passes, and not only are they kind of picking up the pace, but they're also just finding really quick passes as well.
And they will sneak in the run game time to time. Bell stood up. As he falls forward, it looks like he should still be about a yard shy.
And one of the best run defenses in the MIAA. Adrian always going to find a way to attack early and restrict you on the defensive end.
Yeah, again, what makes you say that? Is it the 11 points per game that they had given up coming in? That factor in?
I definitely think so. And just simply the amount of rushing yards total as they make a little switch up here.
Yeah, Hannafin lined up at the QB spot, and they shift right out of it just to make you think. They went on the ball with the run. I don't think he got there. A 4th down.
Yeah, 4th and kind of short, around 2 yards or so. They've been able to convert before.
It just is tricky because moving the line of scrimmage, displacing those big guys up front, you can't guarantee that even if you've got just the 2 yards to get. They are going to go for this. 4th down and 2 for the offense. First drive of the 2nd half. Skupin got all the room in the world for Zekman out there. He's got a 1st down, and he wins the wrestling match.
Man, that's one of the few slips in the defense for Adrian in this game. Usually their coverage is unmatched, especially on a 4th down like that. But yes, 1st down incoming for the Hornets.
Well, you know what you're going to see then. They have been flagged a couple of times for the real tight coverage, but I think you've got to go right back to it because, ooh, that's way too much cushion. Really long ride. Now the give for Connor Bell. Not a whole lot. CJ Aldred is back in there, though. You'll see him big 68 at left guard.
Only to emphasize the defense here. Tanner, the average amount of yards per game Adrian has allowed on the rushing is 57.
Yep.
Under 60, under 100. They do an incredible job. Kalamazoo has been really restrained here.
Yeah, you bet. Bunch of maulers up there and good size along their defensive line. Andrew Van Dyke at his nose spot there goes 6'4", 300. Scooping a pump fake. Got tons of protection. He's got all the room for the 1st down, maybe. Depends on where he went out of bounds.
He is quick. I mean, he is a big guy out there. Pretty intimidating when you stand next to him, especially as Tanner and I, well, we're certainly not that tall compared to him.
Knock it off.
Hey, you know,
Quentin,
we're both shorter dudes. It's okay. We can say this. And Skupin, he is a presence.
But you see, only one of us has a complex about it, right? And it's not you.
Well, maybe a little bit, Tanner. I can't lie.
Yeah, I know. Scooping on the 3rd and real short. He's got the tight end, Johnston. Johnston shrugged him off. He is, now this is not a goal to go, but he's got a 1st down at about the 11.
Okay, I like that. I mean, it does give the opportunity of you do have a 4th down and you're maybe going to be able to move the chains and make it first and goal, but that, again, is unlikely here as run game comes into play. Not a lot there, but a little bit from Bell.
Burrows, as this kind of box safety, is everywhere. Obviously, the 2 interceptions, right? He had the one in the end zone and then the one that was sort of, we're still not entirely sure what we were looking at on that play. We thought somebody had come across, or maybe Kalamazoo had false started and the play should have been blown dead, but Scoopin thought he had the free play. Both of those interceptions, though, from Burrows, and he's sticking people. 2nd down, 7. Scoopin RPO. Scoopin complete. Johnston falls forward to the 6-yard line.
Johnston gets by late in there, I believe, and then just doesn't have a lot of room. Small gain, nonetheless. Those small gains are pivotal as 3rd and 5 comes now.
You've seen less Jaden Johnson and more Hayden Johnston, and try and say that 3 times fast, I dare you. Oof. Nonetheless, 3rd and 5. Scoopin RPO wanted the out at first. He got crunched. Are they going to say incomplete pass or a fumble? Oh, and Scoopin is on the turf too. Oh boy, and it looks like the Bulldogs offense is going to take over. The injury comes with the insults, and Scoopin may come off.
Yeah, this is something you really, really don't want to see. We know Kalamazoo has some reliable backups, but Scoopin already having an injury earlier in this season is something you really don't want to see. And now, being in the end zone like that and turning the ball over again, really disappointing. And hopefully Scoopin's going to be able to get up after this one, shake it off, come back out on the next possession.
Remember the juice that backup QB Braden Ledeen brought in the Olivet game when Scoopin went down early? That was 2nd quarter. You're talking a couple of minutes into that one, and Ledeen would then finish with over 300 yards passing himself. And he's, of course, getting hot immediately right now.
Man, he is a weapon on the offensive end, takes a lot more risks than Scoopin. Doesn't have as great of a turnover margin as Scoopin does, but boy, is he a weapon if he has to come back out on offense.
It's the first 4 turnovers for the season for Scoopin. The fumble stands. Noah Boudry, off play action, had the wheel up the sideline a little bit hot for Aberger.
Yeah, Aberger always on the outside, always either on those short passes in there, and switches it up. Tries to get a little wheel pass, just off target.
Albion rushed for 209 last week quietly against Kalamazoo, but they just kind of kept chipping away, and they had the one long 42-yard touchdown run by Alex Trudell. Adrian's at 130 here through 2.5 quarters or so. Boudry this time pulls underneath once more. Aberger, a stiff arm too. A flag is down as Maurice was real frustrated about missing him, but Aberger might see this come all the way back.
I think you're right. I'm not too sure what they're going to call. Maybe Aberger got a little bit of face mask. I'm not too sure what happened. That is where the marker was down. So curious what they're going to call.
I do see Scoopin on the sideline putting the helmet back on. But again, Ledeen was getting hot immediately. He was throwing with another one of Kalamazoo's QBs, Trey Ritchie. So is that one of those where the spot of the foul just wipes out all of that gain? I think it is.
I think so.
And the hold takes it back here. 2nd down and 10 from the 15. Gun doubles. 2 receivers each way. Now they'll motion out to empty. Did this on the very first snap of the ball game multiple times this season. And QB draw for Boudry. Boudry and Ballabuck crunch.
Boudry got swallowed up. We saw him look towards Aberger and was not able to find him. Kalamazoo knew that Aberger is the main target, as he pretty much always is on this offense. So Boudry tried to make something happen and got swallowed up. Now it's going to be 3rd and about 6 yards.
Boudry 7 carries for 41. And McCoy in the backfield flanking him, 7 for 71. Make it a 3rd down and 5, maybe 6. Noah Boudry, near perfect on the day, throws a little short of the sticks. Whitaker slipped him for the first down.
Nice job by Whitaker. We know what he can do, and as he slips the tackle, gets the first down for his offense. Adrian still consistent as ever.
Gain of about 7 on that play. It'll be enough for an Adrian first down.
And looking at the passing game, I mean, Kalamazoo and Adrian are pretty similar in how many yards they've passed for, but the running game is where it changes it up. Adrian has a huge advantage right now.
But they will still stick with RPO for Whitaker, and he is brought down by Pepin.
So many situations of, we've talked about it before, Tanner. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep finding those open targets. You don't have to run the ball, but the run game is always an option for this team. Man, I was talking about it earlier. I'm just so impressed again how amazing Adrian is on offense and defense. Just a collective team.
Leading the MIAA in team offense and team defense, scoring-wise, that is. Aberger, bubble motion. He gets the toss. He fumbled the football. He got it back as Duggins plants him.
Pitches it to Aberger, who fumbles it but recovers it.
Saw a couple players get excited from Kalamazoo. Really wanted that type of turnover at this point in the game.
That's the one thing that could get you all the way back in this pretty quickly. You get a real quick turnover forced and a real quick strike touchdown on your offense, as we know they can do. Then you start thinking, okay, maybe do we sneak an onside kick in here? Do we go with some tricky stuff? Do we really go deep in the bag? 3rd down, 9 for that Bulldogs offense. Whitaker, the solo receiver, on Paquin to the right. Boudry looks to his left. Boudry steps up. And Pepin nearly undercut it for an interception intended for Brumley. That would have been poetic for senior day, yeah?
It would have been. And now it's going to be the first punt for Adrian on the day, which, I mean, it does make sense.
It's one of those where you're thankful to say, wait a minute, we haven't heard our punter's name once. But the punter back there is Cooper Tracy, the freshman. Good-sized punter, goes 6'3", about 200 pounds, and the Bulldogs are showing more of a spread-style punt out here. Double open, you'll see, with 2 gunners out there. Hornets had a lot of pressure on that punt. Comes off the side a little bit, and Hannafin's got to let this roll. The roll was really good. As compared to how that play started, it finished quite well.
It did. It's going to be around the 28, 27, maybe 27. I don't know, right around that area. And it was the 27.
But what do we always say, Quentin? That's one of the hardest jobs that the officiating crew could have, is spotting the ball after a punt, and how does it roll? How is the spin coming off of the punter's foot? So then where do they determine that they're going to put it?
Yeah, exactly. And they found it right there. Now, I know Kalamazoo anxious to get something happening. They've had so many opportunities. We do see Scoopin is able to stay in.
Well, that's gutsy. With the 4 turnovers, he's going to still sling this thing. It's for Hannafin. It's short. Hannafin cut inside, picked up the block from Krishnan, and Hannafin is knocked down by Leighton.
A good gain from Hannafin. Keep doing those small gains. You like those. You like to see them all day if you can.
5 on the play, 2nd and 5.
Make it a 5-yard gain. Krishnan still in at tight end. He'll drag underneath. Got a lot of room there. Krishnan catches this, and he's got the first down.
Pass complete to Arvin Krishnan.
Yeah, Krishnan, I mean, we've seen him earlier in the season get a touchdown and hasn't seen a lot of looks since then. But
that was one of my favorite plays of the season on that little pop pass in the red zone. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And Shemwell got a little bit of an early start. They're going to be backed up.
Right as you get that first down. Something you don't like to see. Easy call for the refs there. Really able to just find it right away.
That's noted receiver Travis Shemwell to you. He of the 6 receiving yards this season from right guard.
That's right, which is something really unexpected from one of the better players on this team. Really made the impact we could talk about him all day.
Yeah, just a very smart football player. Going to be upset with himself there. Scooping, going for it all down that left sideline, and incomplete for Zekman. You've got to, though, right? And I think that's what Scoopin's got in his head.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, you have to go for those deep shots. We know Zekman can make a catch like that if it's on target and available to him, and it was there, but the defense was able to make the difference.
Scoopin will roll to his right. Majorana to set the protection. Stops his feet, stutters, and fires that four-seam fastball for Hannafin. Close to another first down.
Hannafin in the middle of the field every single time, really finding that spot. It's like there's a corner, excuse me, not a corner, like a triangle of those defensive players around him, and he finds the center where the pass can slip through the cracks.
That's what you get when you play a lot of zone defense. There's always going to be some blades of grass you just can't quite defend. Third down 2. Scooping out hot. Hannafin. That's another ball that caught him, but he's got the first down.
Good hands from Hannafin. You could say that all day. Good hands from Hannafin, yes.
For sure.
He catches that one, give him the first down. He has had a great game. All these players have had a pretty great game. They just haven't been able to score. And the problems we saw earlier in this season of the red zone conversions come up over and over again.
Yeah, they do. There's going to be a lot more thinking of what could have been real shortly in this game. It doesn't matter the final outcomes. They're just going to think, man, we've got to play a little bit better the last couple weeks. Got to convert more opportunities. Scooping pumped. And tosses on that sideline. I think Dorsey thought about heroically laying out and trying to tap a toe kind of thing like we saw Whitaker, but no real reason for that as it's a throwaway.
Yeah, nothing there. Scooping, safe as always. This game has been a little rougher for him in that sense, but again, Kalamazoo really needs something here.
All your 3 linebackers for the Bulldogs in coverage been so good today. Sometimes out wide at wide receiver, the Hornets just find something when they need it. There's Zekman. He's stretched. If he got anywhere near the first down, that's fantastic.
I think they might call him a tiny bit short there.
Yeah, but it's a heroic lunge. Holding that ball out. Now, you've seen those turn into fumbles, too. Zekman had that one against Albion last week that made it a whole lot more rocky in winning the ball game. But Kalamazoo forced a field goal off of that. You remember that possession?
I do remember that. You're right, Tanner.
Third down and maybe just 2. Hannafin, little whip route. He's close. I think he's knocked down short.
I don't know. It is very close here. Let's see where the line judges and everyone puts it.
Gildy over 7 tackles a game. I think they are. Oh, boy. The sticks are moving. I don't know.
I don't know either.
That's one of those you got to just like take it, say thank you, and forget about it, right?
Exactly. And there's been a couple plays for both teams where that has happened.
All right. That'll work. Everybody's looking at the interaction in the pocket there, but it did not draw a flag again. It was the right tackle, Alex Winter, throwing a pancake, and then Scoopin still just has to throw this away deep.
Yeah, that was an interesting altercation, maybe interaction, whatever you want to call it, between Winter and, I believe, Merlin on that line.
Yeah, Caden Merlin is one of those who's a little bit smaller, quicker, goes 6 foot, 261. That's the smaller guys up there, by the way, that are 261, right? And so you had lots of movement again, and we thought, okay, there's got to be probably a flag thrown here, which we've thought before and haven't quite seen it, but here it comes.
Offense number 4.
They do call the false start here on Lucas Hannafin, your second all-time in receptions here, your third in receiving yardage. You heard all the stuff on the Senior Day ceremonies. That's all well and good, but what he's done this year is a separate level of ascendance. It really is. Scoopin, 2nd and 15. Long developing screen from Majorana out of the backfield. Gets 4 or 5 back. It helps, but you're not quite at that original line of scrimmage.
No, and that's a successful screenplay. What they've been wanting to do this whole game is have those screenplays over and over and be consistent with them, but they haven't been able to get the type of blocks they need for their players.
Scoopin had to pull it up. He runs into the lineman there, bounces off somehow. Hannafin's wide open, Hannafin nearly at the 20. The guy is always open.
He found Hannafin, and honestly, I thought Skupin was going to run it there. Really surprised that Skupin was able to find Hannafin, and Hannafin able to communicate with Skupin and catch that ball, get a great gain going.
There's chemistry on another level there. Skupin out to his right. Got Zekman. Double move. Zekman wide open. The adjustment. And out of bounds.
Oh, man. Zekman really thought he got it in. He was diving out. I'm not too sure. Skupin now trying to argue with the refs.
It's almost exactly the same play that you saw Whitaker somehow ridiculous leg whip his toe in on. And yeah, okay. Now, it really doesn't hurt you a whole lot here, right? Any incompletions just mean the clock stops, and it's just a 2nd and 10, which feels like a 1st and 10 because you probably got to take all 4 downs. You feel me?
True, yes.
Scoop in for Moat this time. Moat's got a bunch of room, and he trucks a couple.
Moat, not only is he one of the taller dudes on this team, he is pretty powerful.
Do you forget that he's 6'5", 205 sometimes?
I do.
Right?
He is just really incredible now that I'm looking at him, of course. Oh, yeah, of course he's 6'5". He is massive.
Yeah, you see him on Dorsey, and that's a huge advantage. Oh, that ball might be auto going there. Coming from a split back set, they motion Hannafin out. Scoopin'. He's still wide open in that flat. Hannafin made a couple more moves to the inside near the 5.
Yeah, and just need the first down there. This is great. Moving some personnel, coming in and out here.
Under 10 seconds, if you could get this snapped, it would really help, but it doesn't look like they're going to do it.
I don't think so. Which is okay. I mean, it still is the 3rd quarter. They're going to get the ball just on the other side of the field.
But you know the clock is going to be a serious consideration no matter how well you can move the ball, no matter how fast you can move the ball. The Adrian offense has got to come back out at some points, no matter if you want to go onside kick or multiple onside kicks at some point. No matter how you want to put this comeback together, the clock's got to be in your mind.
Yeah, and on a play like that, I guess you could argue momentum. You want to keep the momentum. You want to keep Adrian off guard there. And that's just kind of a game-time decision from the coaches.
I think because they also wanted to change personnel and make sure that undeniably we're getting this ball in the end zone in our first couple of snaps here of the goal to go. I think that factors in as well, maybe.
I agree. Definitely factors in. And now that we have a little bit of time, just looking at how well those wide receivers have done for Kalamazoo, you really wouldn't think they're in the position they are right now. Hannafin has basically 100 yards, Zekman 86 yards this game, and multiple other wide receivers who have been targeted, and tight ends, excuse me, who really have been making an impact as well. Adrian has just found a way to score. That's simply it. They've only passed it to 3 different people, all of them over 70 yards today. Abberger, Whittaker, and Brumley, yes.
I keep thinking somebody else is going to catch a football, and they haven't had to. It's insane what their top 3 options are doing. Kalamazoo, a balanced attack, but it still runs through Hannafin and Zekman. Everybody knows it. Ooh, you might have early movement again. This might make it a little trickier. 51, they got the right tackle winner.
Yeah, and that is a little bit disappointing. Again, I think that is the 3rd false start penalty on this drive from Kalamazoo. Really unlike them. You don't see that often.
Yeah, discipline has been one of their top strengths this year. Between not turning the ball over, between typically not forcing balls in tons of coverage, limiting the penalties, all that stuff. But again, it can rear its ugly head. Moat is going to motion way out wide. Scoopin' looking the other way. Zekman, little too tall. Dorsey was in his hip pocket. We got a flag down?
Yeah, we do. I saw a little bit of hands from Dorsey. Dorsey appeared to almost be holding Zekman's hip. Zekman felt it. Let's just make sure that is accurate, though. I'm not 100%, of course.
To be fair to Quincy Dorsey, 1 second. Okay, again, pass interference, that's all we got. This is the second time he's been flagged to create a goal-to-go situation for Dorsey. But, again, it's because of the size mismatches, right? Even Zekman's got 6 inches or so of size on Dorsey there, and, well, they might want to go right back to it. Let's find out. Motion Hannafin over. Scoop in, roll out. Hannafin, flat. Turns it up. Touchdown, Kalamazoo. That's double-digit touchdowns on the season for Lucas Hannafin.
Hannafin only adding more to the stat sheet, adding more to the records book, and now adding to the scoreboard today. This game gets a tiny bit closer, although it is still pretty far away from the Hornets. They really need to pick it up now.
Lots of work to be done, but just 2 snaps into the fourth quarter. They got this. The extra point is blocked, and it squirts through on a wing and a prayer. But there's serious special teams issues. Look, I've been talking to Coach Zorbo for weeks about this, Quentin.
It is just really,
it's stunning.
Frankly, it's confusing. Yeah,
right.
This is something Zorbo hammers in all the time. It's the little things. I say it whenever you mention special teams. It's the little things that matter most. And on special teams throughout this season, it's made a pretty big difference. Thankfully, that did go through even after maybe a tip or two, but still a little bit wild out there.
Far, far too many special teams issues. But if you go back and clear all of those up, people would be shocked sometimes by just how simple winning football can be. By how much you can totally turn around games and make dramatic impact plays. If you score on special teams, I mean, it's unreal the kind of percentage of winning the game that you're talking about that you just quote-unquote magically create. It's not magic. It is utter drilling. It is perfection in practice so that when you come out here on the football field on Saturdays, your execution is never in question. Haven't seen enough of that.
It's always a system, Tanner. Always is.
Ready, swarm. Bodie Brill kicks it off. Dorsey is gonna watch this one fly. That hooked big time. It's out of bounds.
Yep, and continuing special team struggles, giving Adrian pretty good field position to start this one, but again, that's not entirely uncommon for them here. And now, Adrian, let's see what they can do. They've just been so great on the offensive end, but they were stopped. Kalamazoo took their time on that last possession on offense, taking some time off the clock, which isn't necessarily a bad thing for them, but they're going to need as much time as they can get.
3-touchdown ball game. I fully agree, but you knew you had to withstand some of these Adrian possessions. No matter how you cut it, it was a 4-score game. Now it's down to 3, and okay, you start to feel a little bit more comfortable, but you must make a stop pretty quickly. Aberger, smoke screen. Aberger is cut down. It's a great tackle by Maurice.
I was just about to ask, what do you do with Aberger when he is being consistently targeted behind the line of scrimmage and is able to make around 5 to 10 yards every time he is given the ball? And right there is one of the answers to that.
Yeah, they are starting to take a little bit of that space away, not giving him quite as much cushion. They hand off. McCoy continues to be that lead back, but you just haven't seen a whole lot of rushing. Call it 3rd and 5.
Yeah, quickly making Adrian uncomfortable with 3rd and 5 here, which makes things all the more interesting.
91, Ron Lawrence, the freshman from Detroit, in on the stop there for Kalamazoo. Another one of those bodies being forced to rotate through. You're going to see Ballabuck at the nose spot right now. And Gacky at defensive end. On the left side, Jack Duggins, your other down lineman. Screen out for the back. McCoy, he's thumped! And a 4th down.
And those screen plays starting not to work as well as they did in the first half. Kalamazoo has been able to adjust. Now Adrian gonna have to bring out the punt team and punt this one away.
You know, Ben Maurice has got a couple of my favorite defensive plays of the season. The biggest one by far being that pick 6 to shut out Anderson here. That was the final score. We had the insane rain delays. Everybody who stayed with us through that game, incredible. You know, hats off to them. But Maurice with a monster stop there to force a really quick punt. And a 3 and out, too. Hannafin called for the fair catch. He's got it at the 15.
Man, that was quite the boot, to be honest with you, Tanner. But
for sure,
decent position. You're not behind the 10. You're not ahead of the 20. You're at the 15. It's not the worst place to be in. And after that last drive from Kalamazoo, you need to clean up on the penalties. But other than that, they looked pretty solid.
Yeah, they did. That is a nice-looking punt from Cooper Tracy. He came in with a long of 51, but an average of 42 and a half to lead the MIAA as a freshman. Pardon me, that's second to almost Bryce Kempf. Scooping a little bit high. Zekman twist and turned and caught it. Up to the 30.
Talk about a risky pass. My goodness. Found him right in between Adrian's defense.
But you've got him playing power forward where you throw it to him in that high post and he goes and dunks on somebody.
Exactly.
Tight end Johnston off the ball to the right. Hannafin motioning to the left. Scoopin looking left as he rolls. The flag's down right away. This is thrown too high for Austin Hamilton. Check the flag.
And if this is another false start from the Hornets, you really got to start talking to your team and make some adjustments out there. It's just not cool. You know, it's just not the greatest thing in the world. If you're a Kalamazoo fan, Zorbo's got to be a little upset as well.
What makes you say that? Because this is his last game here on Angel. I got a little bit of a chance to talk with Allison Zorbo in the press box here at halftime, and she said, boy, for this kind of game, for it to be so, you know, for Kalamazoo to make the mistakes and to not quite look their crispest is a little bit disappointing. But a lot more to be written about this game. Scoopin is going to pop out of there, looking for somebody to improv. It's going to be himself. Scoopin, first down and more.
And that is the man to watch out for. Gosh, Scoopin always performing, finding space. You think he's in trouble. He really never is. And today, well, I mean, I guess today he has shown there are some mistakes that can be made, but they're able to perceive and get through.
Scoopin steps up between two rushers. Nearly got tracked down again. Scoopin makes another one miss. And now he throws. It's bobbled, intercepted on the sideline by Coronis Davis. 5 turnovers for the Kalamazoo offense on the day.
Tanner, I think I jinxed it. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean,
I didn't want to say anything, Quentin. Look, year one, I haven't gotten to say this enough. Thank you so much for being by my side. I'll remember that one.
Yeah, I think that's my first. And certainly might not be my last.
Probably not.
Yeah.
We've been up here. I've been up here a long time. Steve Whiting's been up here dramatically more than I have been. That's our sports information director. Yeah, it will happen.
And it did just then, giving Adrian a chance with around 11:50 here on the clock.
Steve McCoy received the fake. Aberger received the throw. Have we said that before? Aberger is whipped out of bounds. I thought that might have been a tad late. Something to be careful with.
Yeah, and these are the type of games we're talking about. Getting the ball in the backfield, getting the ball thrown to you in the backfield, and making 6-5 yards gains is incredible.
They have declared from the opening kickoff exactly how they were going to play this game, and they've never once wavered from it. That's 13 catches for Eben Aberger.
My goodness.
For 79 yards. Now a different look here. Look at this. This is your split backs. And finally, you've got Carson Schrader in the backfield for the very first time. Schrader from the right back spot. He becomes a blocker. It goes split zone. And McCoy, okay, you got a flag down. That was a fantastic run from McCoy to drag Cargill. But I suspect this comes back.
You don't see a lot of people giving Cargill trouble out there.
Offense number 67.
And now holding there on the offense. So yes, bringing this one back. Cargill won't have to really rewatch that and notice himself have a little trouble there, which we don't see very often.
There's going to be a lot to say about the film here. Again, no matter what the outcomes are, Kalamazoo knows that for the first 3 quarters, there's so much we could have done better, so much we could have improved upon. Boudry, real quick for Whitaker, toe tapping his way out. They're back beyond that original line of scrimmage. That hold was on Matt Hall, the right tackle. Again, Hall is your smallest guy up front, goes 6'2", 298. And the offensive line averages a handful of pounds over 300.
Yeah, and those are the type of sizes I feel like I see in D1 football. I see even sometimes all the way on the professional level. I won't get too far ahead of myself, though.
The draw for Boudry. Boudry might have the first down. That's a monster run. Gacke finally cleans him up, but that hurts.
Man, Boudry is just so incredible. Anytime you think he might be slowing down, he doesn't. He is one of the more skilled quarterbacks in the MIAA. Was one of the more skilled quarterbacks with Mount Union, and so giving them the first down here.
Yeah, I chatted with the ACTV crew. I'll tell you what they told me in a moment. He wants to go for it all for Whitaker. Paquin, a little bit handsy. They're going to no call it. Okay.
Yeah, it seemed a little handsy. Whitaker had a little trip up, though.
Yeah, he may have stumbled towards the top of the route, you think?
Yep, could have went either way there.
And Paquin, again, that's your reigning MIAA Defensive Player of the Year, or Defensive Player of the Week, pardon me, but could you imagine?
Oh, man.
The future is incredibly bright, right? With the 14 tackles, the game winner on Dylan Dennison of Albion last week, the 4 pass breakups, nearly got his hands on another one on that final possession for an interception that would have sealed it even earlier. Unbelievable start for Aiden Paquin. He's out wide there again to the defensive right. Boudry's got a pump. The tight end leaks. Brumley is crunched.
Man.
You got Callaway.
We see Callaway. He doesn't make that many tackles, but when he does, he puts the stick on and causes some damage out there.
When you see it from Maurice, you think it kind of makes a little bit more sense, Maurice being one of the very, very noticeably good-sized safeties. Callaway, you know, he listed 6 foot 185, and just one of those guys that plays much bigger than that.
Yeah, you talk to him, you would have no idea either.
Think you got some early movement as a couple might have rocked back and false started.
Infraction. Offense number 56. Third down.
Interesting. A snap infraction this time. That's called on the center, Isaiah Simon. Simon himself goes 6'1", 300 up there. But he'll back the offense up a little bit further. This is a positive for Kalamazoo, of course, the 3rd and 15. But you're really going to be thinking about that QB draw that Boudry ran for that first down. It gave them a fresh set of downs, and that clock is ticking.
You are, and it's a long 3rd down, but Adrian is certainly capable of making a difference.
Boudry might take another shot on the double move. Paquin and Whitaker. He caught it again with the slightest of sleight of hand. Where's the football going?
My gosh, Tanner, that is just incredible. We've seen it so many times, and Whitaker, he can talk all he wants because he has had no trouble catching the football today on those deep passes.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't have an issue with that. The guy has completely earned it. That's 11 catches for 92 touchdowns. And 2 insane ones on the back of Paquin, basically. Split backs. McCoy, running right, split zone. McCoy, stiff arm, Cardis. He might be a hair short. A couple of inches, there's a flag down 2. Watch that. That might have been on the center, Simon.
I think number, oh gosh, trying to see who I'm looking at here. I think it was after the play.
I saw the center, Simon, still engaged with a linebacker. I'm tempted to say it was Garrison. Marcus Petty is coming on right now for Kalamazoo. Drew Fortino comes off at the nickel linebacker spot. That's 15 for 14 in the black if you're keeping score at home.
You know, actually, I think I saw Abriger get into a little bit of an altercation, and after the play, one of his linemen coming up to him, kind of trying to calm him down. Abriger is one of the better players on this team, but you still have to acknowledge he is very young. He's only a sophomore. So some of that grit, still lingers and can show.
Well, it's easy to forget with the way he moves after he catches the football. So we're not going to hear who it was on. Again, I thought on the offensive line it may have been the center Isaiah Simon. But yeah, there's others that you could have been looking at too. Backs him up 15 with the post-snap penalty. The dead ball fouls, they hurt. Now, 27-7, they hurt, a little bit less. If it's a one-touchdown game, you're going to be thinking, oh, we cannot do that. Now they'll go empty, but walk the running back McCoy right back in. Second down. Boudry, another QB draw. It's been working so far. Go back to the well. Boudry finally bumped out of bounds by Garrison.
If you're Kalamazoo, you just groan and get annoyed when this guy starts to run the ball, because he is impossible to find, impossible to read when he's going to go and get a couple yards for that offense.
Man, that's a 9-yard gain out of what looked like not a whole lot at the line of scrimmage. Boudry has juice. 7 minutes, 23 seconds in the ball game. Noah Boudry again. Boudry falling away. He sniped it for the touchdown to Aberger.
If this, Tanner, I don't even know what to say at this point. This has just been an incredible game from Boudry.
As he's getting decked, how can he see the receiver, let alone get it on target with enough arm to get it there?
I mean, finding the corners as well. Whitaker on the first few touchdowns had some incredible catches, but kudos to Boudry here today. Really able to find the pockets. And this one goes right through, only improving the lead here for Adrian.
Yeah, Jack Boyke perfect on the 4 extra points that he was able to kick. The one unsuccessful try was the muffed hold. 34-7, 7 minutes and 15 seconds to play. The odds did become ever longer. If I could pull out just a single play that I say is the most impactful on that possession, besides the touchdown pass, because that's absurd from Boudry, it's the QB draw right towards the middle of the field there on that third down play. As they give that up, I thought that is going to hurt, and it did.
It did. That was the difference maker. They wouldn't have been able to set up that type of red zone play if they weren't that close.
Yeah, that's right. And then you would have saved 2.5 minutes or more for the offense. And if Kalamazoo gets a stop there and it's three possession game, and then again they get the quick strike from the offense like that they can do, then yeah, it would be a really tight ball game. And you could already start thinking about the onside kick whenever you do score next.
Yes, probably the most necessary touchdown. I mean, a touchdown is always important, but right then and there stings even more.
Hannafin fields this for the first time. Zekman, he'll pick up a block. Wolford threw a pancake out there. And the pile moves back a little bit, but it should be to the 25, same as the touchback.
All right, now down 4 possessions. Tanner, what do you do? What type of approach do you want to take here? Do you just want to start slinging it? Do you want to take your time? And we do see Scoopin is not going to be out there right now.
Interesting. Zach Maurice hopping in. It's not the first time we've seen it. He's 13 out of 15 throwing on the season. And that's probably in large part a senior day moment for him. Connor Bell. Bell is still being stacked up. It's still mostly the top unit for Adrian. That's Maddox Woods on the stop there.
And Maurice saw him warming up and practicing today. Not the most traditional throwing quarterback, but he makes it work, and he's going to get a couple reps today on senior day, as you said.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. Maurice off a quick drop. He's got Braden Lavis for a first down.
A nice pass, nice little gain from Lavis. Just trying to move the ball up the field here.
Not a ton of opportunity for Lavis coming in, 5 catches, but every one of them he makes an impact. He's such a smart football player. He's always in the right spots and getting an opportunity here. 3 wide, 1 tight end. They're going to run Connor Bell. Great block in there from Krishnan. Krishnan's folding people, and Bell runs for 5 or 6.
Yeah, he gets up there a little bit. Something I would like to notice, Tanner. The younger Abriger brother, I see him on the sidelines right now giving signals to his QB. Have not seen him enter the game, sadly. So the sibling rivalry has not really happened in this game. But still, just a small noticing.
Not yet, but if he does take that teal cap off, watch for it. Maurice. The leaking out late for Majorana, but it's in the dirt a little bit. He completes it, but probably for no gain.
Yeah, that could have been a more safety pass for Maurice, trying to keep the ball low and out of range for defensive players, defensive backs there. So now 3rd and about 5 or 6.
Maurice is now the 3rd different player to complete a pass. Remember, you had Moat throw the first down on the fake punt. Maurice, 3rd and medium, skipped it in for Zekman. It's incomplete. There's a decision to be made here, right? What would you do?
There is, and I honestly think they should go for it just because it's so late in the game, but do you want to add insult to the injury? I'm not too sure. Again, they could run something special here. We saw it again, as you said. Moat threw the ball, able to make a completion and give them a first down.
But you do want to zoom out too. There's still 2 weeks to play in this season. This is your final home game here for Kalamazoo, but 2 weeks to go, and Alma and Trine, those are good football teams. Moat on the rollout, gets it on the ground. Abriger watching it, he scoops it up here. Abriger is so quick when he takes off. Sykes to clean it up eventually, but he makes a good return out of it.
Yeah, and that one looked like it hurt, but again, still made a good return out of it.
I'm looking for something Abriger doesn't do, and I haven't found it yet.
I haven't either. He has a speed we don't see out of a lot of players. He may not be the tallest player out there, but the speed really, really makes up for it. The way he can make a difference when he catches the ball, too. You don't know where he's going to go, but you do know it's going to be at least 5 to 10 yards, if not more.
That's only his 6th punt return on the season. Bulldogs just haven't had a whole lot of returns, mostly fair catching these. Flag is down real quick. I mean, 2, 3 flags. These aren't thrown quite as far, but they're still kind of fun. The one that I'm looking at came in from the line judge, Roger Bauma.
First person on the stop there was Drew Fortino, but there is...
I'm curious what the call is here.
Formation, offense, 5 men in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Okay, so illegal formation. There's a couple of things that could happen there. It could be an offensive lineman was just lined up too deep. You do see that in the NFL with tackles kind of trying to cheat. Or somebody was just supposed to be on the line of scrimmage, whether a receiver or maybe a tight end, and they weren't.
Yeah, small error. One of the calls you don't think about all too much.
No, not too much. Boudry went RPO. He slipped Fortino big time, and then he's helicoptered. Oh, no. Oh, our umpire, Carl Knoop. Oh, no, that's not right. No.
Yeah, he found some of the action out there.
Yeah, official's timeout is right. Wow. The umpire is by far and away, in my opinion, the most difficult position on the entire crew. You know that can happen on any given play. You see it so rarely. This is kind of chilling.
Yeah, a little. I mean, it's dangerous position to be in, and now he's still on the ground. I saw him grab his head right away. That's not a good sight.
And the hat came flying too. You've got to restart the football game at some point after this each time. That's always the worst part. You do have options where you can go down to a 6-man crew, or sometimes you've got a guy on standby somewhere else who's ready for just this exact kind of moment. But those are kind of your 2 options. We thank you for your service.
Yeah, he gets back up and he's going to be all right, but I think he's going to sit out for a second.
If it were me, it's not me, and I'm utterly thankful for that, and I always will be. I'd say my day is done here with 4 minutes and 35 to play. I'd say I'm good. I've had enough football for today.
Yeah, and you can call this, you can sit out for the rest of this one. I mean, to be honest with you, if it was a closer game, you know, if I was the ump, I'd probably be a little motivated, but this one's not very close, and if I'm injured like that, it's just scary out there.
Yeah, thanks so much to Carl Knoop, putting your body on the line. Boudry handing off. First Steve McCoy, Duggins, bunch of others, big swarm, and a short gain there.
Pretty short gain. Gonna be around 3rd and 4 or so. Noticed how Adrian not switching up their personnel at all in this game. We have seen McCoy, the running back, come in a lot more.
And that one carry right there was Shondell Hardnett, the senior from Detroit.
That is a good call out.
Hardnett fakes. Aberger catches. You should see my shocked face, Quentin. That's another first down.
Oh my gosh. Aberger again finding the first down. Does a great job out there. They haven't switched up quarterbacks that much, or excuse me, haven't switched with the quarterbacks at all. Adrian hasn't had to because Boudry has so consistent back there, and I don't think they're afraid of him getting injured either because he can run and get himself out of those types of situations.
Yeah, it was him going with the helicoptering that I was concerned about, and he just popped out of there like it wasn't no thing. There's a stick after the completion there. It's Carson Schrader. Again, Schrader was listed as the number 2 back out of the backfield, has been used as a more 3rd to 4th option today, but makes a good play there and should be real close to the first down.
Yeah, and he did a great job getting the gain, moving it around, 2nd and 1. Just shows the depth of this team. Talked about that a little bit before the game with some Adrian personnel.
They're still in that split back set. He carries. There's a flag down. This might come back again. 2 minutes, 43 seconds to play.
Yeah, this might be coming back. Not 100% sure what happened there.
Number 77.
They got the left tackle, Keller. I have often thought for the most massive of linemen at 6'5" there, 328, the biggest guy up front there. Moving around must, at a point, become a little bit more difficult. To maintain truly, like, next-tier athleticism at that kind of size, I've often felt that must be difficult. They do it up front. I mean, there's a bunch of people movers out there, and they're huge too, and I don't think that is, I think that there is a correlation. You see other teams in the MIAA who go much smaller, much quicker on their offensive front. Kalamazoo is, of course, one of them. Alma does a fantastic job at that as well, has really athletic linemen, but Adrian's got all these 300-pounders who can move.
It's a great point, and today they've kept their quarterback pretty safe.
2nd and 11, handoff. Schrader falls forward, Bowles Swain, adding a tackle to his career ledger, and this will likely take us to the 2-minute timeouts.
And Schrader is getting some more reps as this game winds down here. And Boudry giving his teammates some fist bumps, some high fives.
This is the 2-minute time.
Giving them a little bit of credit for how well of a job they've done on the line today. He is really a leader on this team. He's a transfer, sure, but you can obviously tell that he has found a way to have some great chemistry between his teammates.
Yeah, people really believe in this guy. Plus, we can physically hear when he's throwing these smokes to Whitaker, to Aberger, we can physically hear those hitting the gloves and just how hot these are coming off.
Yeah, exactly. And I think something we don't really talk about enough is the way a quarterback can adjust to his teammates' needs and the way the coach asks so much out of a quarterback. But Boudry today has shown he is multi-talented. Finding Aberger on the short passes, sure, but also finding Whitaker on those really, really deep passes as well.
I want to flash back quickly to the game last year. We just haven't really gotten to mention it with all of the events of this one being Well, all up, down, and around the field, big offensive numbers and all that. Last year, Adrian also won this game, was 35-21. Jake Kelbert was the QB at the helm at the time. He went 20 of 28 for 270 and 4 touchdowns. And it looks like Boudry is really about to arguably outdo him. Kelbert did add a rushing touchdown in that game, so you're talking the 5 total. Boudry with a ho-hum, only 4 total touchdowns. He hands off here. Schrader should have the first down. He is whirly-gigged, too, by Cardis and others.
Yeah, Schrader getting a couple more yards there. Looking at amount of times he's seen the ball this season isn't nearly as much as Brueggerman, and doesn't have the greatest ratio compared to some of his teammates, but still just a huge presence.
6'1", about 220. Runs all of that, maybe even bigger, and it looks like they're going to stick with him to run this ball game out.
That appears to be the case here today.
Kalamazoo goes and gets Lance Wolford, pardon me, as he checks in against another senior day moment that these guys will remember forever. Been here, felt this, also in a loss in my senior day, but you know what? That's not what you remember. What you remember is my freshman camp when I came in, my making the adjustment to how am I going to balance football and school, the bus rides to and from everywhere, the grinds out at practice, the film room. It's all those kinds of things. Handoff, Schrader one more time, made a man miss. Schrader still got maybe some designs at the end zone. Pepin thumped him, Bulls Swain. Everybody's ripping at the ball.
Yeah, now is really where you don't want to get scrappy, as we see some of the Hornets players get excited after a big hit. But as you said, Tanner, yes, senior day, having a loss, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but you're not going to remember that. You're going to remember all the memories, as you said. And it is a beautiful thing at Kalamazoo, the sports and school ratio, a school that focuses a lot on the academics, but people are always committed to their craft and their sport as well, knowing some friends who really have put a lot of work into both.
The best formation in football, they call it the victory formation. One knee for Noah Boudry and the Adrian Bulldogs. Just one loss on the season to nationally ranked Hope College. They're going to move to 7-1. Kalamazoo falls to 4-4 on the season. 2 more opportunities for the year on the road. Got to go to Alma next week. Got to go to Trine in week 10.
And you got to win those both, obviously. I mean, you only have so many games to prove yourself as a team. And Adrian today certainly proved themselves to be one of the best teams we have watched Kalamazoo play all season. Even at Hope. Gosh, Adrian just showed up today. And should we go through some of the stats, Tanner?
I'm so glad you asked, Quentin. What do you want to start with?
I mean, I feel like we should start with some of these turnovers for
Go for it.
Kalamazoo. Scoopin today came in 0 turnovers on the season. Sure, he missed a game or so and some time on the field because of I believe it was a collarbone injury, but now, today, showing some of those slips, and he's not able to run as much, not able to escape from the pocket, and this resulted in 4 interceptions on the day, which is not something we expected at all from him. But Adrian kept it decently clean. They did have a fumble lost, but Kalamazoo not able to shrink that turnover margin for one of the best turnover teams in the nation.
Yeah, what did I say? They came in second in the nation, and they will likely end today first in turnover margin per game. Well done, Quentin. The passing numbers go all like this. Noah Boudry completes 33 of 41 for 313 and 3 touchdowns, not a single sack. The longest was 44 to Whitaker. That was the one that he somehow snagged around Paquin as Paquin was draped all over him. Dawson Scoopin, 37 of 59. Those 4 INTs that you mentioned. Threw the 1 touchdown for who else? Lucas Hannafin. That was his 10th of the year. Scoopin goes for 319 with a long of 36 for Zekman and 200-yard receivers. Zekman and Hannafin. That is 4 consecutive weeks with 100 yards receiving for Aaron Zekman.
Incredible for both of those players. It's going to be a breakout season for Zekman, a breakout season for a lot of players on the Kalamazoo side, but today really showed some of the struggles they have on the offense and the defense. Looking back at the film, they're really going to be focusing on what went wrong defensively, especially on those deep passes, and also why couldn't we just score? It's as simple as that, scoring the football.
Yeah, I'm with you. Got to finish more drives, and special teams issues just continue to rear their heads. You must find a way to correct that. Make those corrections in the final 2 weeks. Man, Quentin, the last time up here for 2025 football season, how's it feel?
It feels great. I've had a fantastic time kind of learning the ropes and having you by my side along the way, really teaching me everything I need to know. It's been fantastic. I'm excited to move on to other things as well, like basketball in the winter and possibly some other sports. But Kalamazoo, it's been really fun to watch them evolve as a team, get some great wins earlier. And even today was a loss. It's been great to see them grow overall.
Yeah, folks, what a pleasure it's been to join you for year 4 up here. For myself, for year 1 for Quentin Powers. For 22 outstanding Kalamazoo seniors, all this history, all these individual and team records that they've put out the last 4 years, we cannot thank them enough. The final score here for Senior Day, the Adrian Bulldogs 34 and your Kalamazoo Hornets 7. One last time for the 2025 football season, I'm Tanner White.
I'm Quentin Powers.
And thanks so much for joining us.